That's where we're trading pre-market. This is
just getting CPI print, inflation coming through here on a month-over-month basis for November, 0.3%, exactly as expected. So another month, another flat print here. It looks like core inflation on a year-over-year basis in line with expectations as well. 3.3 was the consensus forecast there. Comes out exactly 3.3% inflation rate for the month of November. 0.3 to the upside if you missed it there. Overall, the headline 2.7 versus 2.7 expectation. Coming up a little bit later this morning, 9:45, we'll get a Bank of Canada interest rate decision. So that's this number this morning, not going to affect that. But lots of people pointing towards the possibility of a 50 basis point cut coming from the Bank of Canada here on this side of the border. So we'll keep you updated when that happens. There's the market right now liking that. Inflation print still basically in line with expectations, 0.38 right now for the NASDAQ, back to the upside. S&P popping up here as well, 0.27, not a huge move, but we're in positive territory. Lots of things moving around this morning. Google, once again, what a day it was for Google yesterday, coming back into aftermarket levels right now, trying to hold on the upside. What was that, 185, I guess, ended up being the area around that closing print yesterday on that quantum chip that Google apparently has now. Apple just coming out saying that they've gone ahead with that ChatGPT Siri update. So a nice little pop there for Apple through 248. Not a huge move, but it's positive. Overall, though, I mean, as expected here for inflation.
Yeah, nothing really of a wild card there, Brendo. So we'll have to see how the market digests it the rest of the day. Lots to talk about. GameStop reporting, Brendo, as well as Goldman chiming in on Tesla, boosting the price target there. Palantir dropping the Warp Speed program. We were talking about that off camera, and SMCI's woes continue as, we're really unsure whether or not they're still going to maintain their listing. And then, as you said, Google was in focus yesterday for quantum computing. Today, they're trying to challenge Microsoft's partnership with OpenAI because apparently all of ChatGPT has to run on Azure. That's causing problems for others.
And as we see with Apple as well, I think other platforms are going to want a piece of maybe ChatGPT as well. So we'll see how that affects Google coming up today. You mentioned this one. Here's Palantir, 3%. Just got back to 73 there on that number coming out at 8:30. I was reading a little bit about that Warp Speed. It's software or an operating system of sense. But I was saying to you, I mean, you know, I was reading English words, but you know, it's hard to understand exactly what it is that this is going to do.
Yeah, Alex Karp, he's tangled in a lot of stuff, Brendo. Anyway, they've got a lot of different partners, ranging from L3 Harris to, I don't know how to say that one, Anduril. Anduril, thank you. Yeah, a lot of people participating in the making of this. It's supposed to be software that helps basically, focus. Let me just get my notes over here on it. Yeah, it's supposed to be software that focuses on the manufacturing of the operating system designed for speed, flexibility, and security. We'll have to see how this all focuses out later, Brendan.
Yeah, 2 days in a row here, downside for Palantir, so maybe due for a little bit of a bounce back to the upside so far, 3% as we said. Rahim Alani coming up this morning. I was joking with him when I got here this morning, saying we should start doing the Rahim Awards. We're going to start wrapping up the year with, you know, the best performers in small cap land. He typically covers small cap types of stocks, mining and energy and things like that. So he's gonna talk a little bit about the best performers from his perspective.
Maybe we can do like a compilation of his best dressed days.
Or that as well.
He's always well dressed.
The Rahim Wardrobe Awards maybe would be a better idea. But yeah, Rahim coming up here in a few minutes. Sean back with us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good
what's up?
morning. How's it going, Sean?
I don't know if we're already allowed to start hitting these things. Is it too early for this?
I'm hitting them right now.
I mean, we're both long right here already.
I added.
Yeah, we have the Bash Brothers on the midday show, but I mean, we're going to sit here and hopefully put up some damage. I don't know how trading was for you yesterday. I had the day off. It was fantastic. Went to this new burger joint. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Did some shopping. It's called Elijah's Automatic. It's the guy that made Burgers Priest. He opened up another joint, and it's
thank you.
It was quite amazing. Like little
Burger
like smash
Priest.
burgers.
That's a famous place.
Burgers Priest. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh damn. What, you're getting paid early. You're getting paid early, Sean.
No. My actually, I'm here peddling my wares. Oh. My daughter is doing. It's a 50-50 raffle ticket situation. So to support her hockey.
Oh,
so it's 50-50. It's up to about $7,000 right now. So every player, there's 17 players. Everybody gets, I think it's $400 worth of raffle tickets, and we are raising funds for the team. So
nice.
Yeah, for like a year-end party or for all that kind of stuff. So okay, thank you, Randy. Anyways, all right. So that I don't know why we did that. Okay, so yeah, so we're already into Tesla, but the thing is I wrote it down. It's about being patient with this break. Obviously, I'm going to get out probably more often than Obi does. And I just took something out there as we ripped up. I got long at quarters when it broke. There's not so much liquidity. First out 75, next out in and around 411, it looks like. Looks like we spiked up there to 412 and change. But hey, man, from what it was doing yesterday, Obi, and I said like 2 days ago on Monday, it broke right there and came back and did this. And I was like, womp, womp, and I can't remember. I think we wound up pretty flat on it. We did have it back here at the end of the day. But then yesterday, and again, it looks like we did have, I guess, a little bit of back and forth from 400 there, but a nice move up. And then I guess there was the break of 400, goes again to 402, 403, comes back in, retests. It doesn't go that low, though, this time, right? 399, and then just blasting up 408 before coming back, testing 400 again, testing 400 at the close. So I'm trying to do the same thing right now. Here's 410. We tried to break higher yesterday. We did not. We're breaking higher now, but we are very, very cautious of this type of play that could happen. So let's try to watch out for this 408, 407 tap out if it gets back into there. But that's what I'm trying to think about here, because I don't want to, we could look back, Obi, and in 5 minutes, this thing's at 415.
Yeah, exactly. Those all-time highs are right there.
No, I think we broke. I mean,
I think different.
What did I have? 411.
Brokers have I think different brokers have different numbers. I know that Sharif yesterday was saying he has 416s.
No.
I have 414s. You said you have 416s.
So here it is.
80s,
so this is what So this is what Sharif is talking about. So I have he's going to be right, because this is 2022. So these are e-signal charts. So this is a weekly chart right here. So this is the best charting platform that I've seen and found, and this and that. It looks like it's they have 414.96-ish or so. So you're kind of, like you mentioned there, kind of pulling at strings. But all-time close, this level is 407 and change right there, right into 407.50, something like that. So we are going to be above that, and we're going to see what happens here today, as we're already gapping here. So yeah, you're right on that one, Obi. We'll see. But yeah, with go ahead, about all-time highs. I
think it's imminent, the way we're building up into it. Whether we do it today, whether we do it tomorrow, I think we're definitely kind of building up into it. And if we don't, we don't. That's fine, right? But I think with the way the chart's being kind of drawn out going into the end of the year, I think we're pretty poised for that. Like running up into the new presidency, we know that. Some interesting news yesterday as well. I think it was like Trump saying something like, if you donate or if you invest $1 billion in the country or like businesses, you get pretty much a free pass to a bunch of things. Like for
really, I missed that story.
I'm forgetting what it is specifically, but like
first of all, right now I don't see anything hitting the wires or anything like that. But I mean, the market is going absolutely
it's ripping.
Insane right now on the as expected. So we should maybe bring that up to you. We had it right when we broke. And here it is right here, the official. What I was talking about too is NVIDIA right now up 2% straight upside. Here it is right here. U.S. core CPI, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. U.S. core CPI 3.3 versus 3.3. So it's as expected, the month over month as expected, 3 versus 3 prior. So everything coming out today as expected right now. So we'll see if the market wants to continue to hold something here, but we're going higher right now after a little bit of a red day yesterday and the semi's getting beat up. But there it goes. The problem with this now is we go reverse dollar club, because now Tesla, besides the market going upside here, Obi, Tesla's falling back in just a little bit. So we'll be patient with this, maybe pick up actually a little bit more down here at 409.
Yeah.
All right, we were touching on coming off the Thanksgiving long weekend and then Cyber Monday. We were touching on some pretty impressive sales, e-commerce based, obviously sales both from Spotify. Adobe put out a whole bunch of analytics on how this year compared to previous years. And correct me if I'm wrong, the way I remember it was Black Friday, there was a bit of an uptick, but overall, I think the 5 days, it was basically flat.
Yeah.
Or a slight uptick on a year-over-year basis. From a retail standpoint, Macy's today down big time, 11% right now, just making session lows here in the pre-market coming off, let's face it, not a impressive report to say the least. So just points to more, online activity at this point.
There wasn't a whole lot that was good about this, Brendo, whether it was the guide or actually reporting how they did on the quarter. So Q3 performance, revenue below expectations, about $4.75 billion. Net income dropped to about $28 million from previous year of the same quarter, $41 million. With respect to the guide, they lowered their full year earnings guidance. They did raise their full year sales forecast, but that was kind of offset by comparable sales. Separate story, you and I talking about this off camera. This has been ongoing for a while. A Macy's employee hid $151 million in delivery expenses, and the investigation revealed an employee intentionally hid the accounting errors for nearly 3 years. Didn't steal the money, Brendo, but he was hiding it for whatever reason anyway, so that's back on the balance sheet.
Yeah, let's see. I don't even, what is the rest of that story? I'm so curious to understand, what the rest of that story was. I guess he was planning something, but here's the daily chart right now. We're back below 15 bucks, so you got to zoom out a bit. But if you go all the way back to the end of the summer, essentially August, September, that was the September low right there, down around 14.20, 14.25.
Yeah, so we did buy a little bit more Tesla down there on that dip into 409. So just giving you guys a little bit of an update on that one. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe that you can actually rack up that many expenses. Like $150 million seems to be like, where's the checks and balances? Where's the due diligence in all of this? So that seems to be mind blowing to me. And yeah, I think it's if they've disclosed that, hopefully that's all. But what else have they missed? It doesn't show very good, like I just said there, the checks and balances, the due diligence, sort of the faith that you can have in a company. So you do see here definitely downward trajectory here for Macy's. It's real estate play too, right? But at the end of the day, if they're guiding lower and not selling as much this last quarter, year over year as well, not great. Retail is supposed to be pretty strong right now, and it doesn't seem like Macy's is feeling that, right? So I'm going to stay short and stay the short talk here. Normally, you'd look at this and say, hey, if we can break, we can hold. You talked about a play on Dave and Buster's, which the symbol is play, but a very, very similar kind of a break. It's much more dramatic on that. But if you're going to look here, 14. I was looking at e-signal as well to try to find, the closing. It's like 1464. Like this level right there is 14. This is what we're going to have to look at from September. Just breaking through 1430. That little wick down there, you might as well wait for 14. So I'm thinking breaking $14, but this is the sort of the one that was in question, 1450. I wonder about just breaking that and then just going with it as the market comes in. So that would be something that I'm looking at right now. Obviously, the market's heading higher, so they're holding out on this sort of a dip back in. Yeah. Fade into VWAP, which would be a gap higher, 15 bucks. We'll take that short as well. I think you got to be short today on Macy's. So that's the play for me, and I don't think it's going to be wrong. Decent reload there on Tesla, now back up almost $1 from our 409 area.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you on the continuation trade here on Macy's there, Sean. So yeah, trading below 15 right now. It has if we open around these prices, we've gapped down just about a 10 to 11%. So putting it into SSR territory, and yeah, some of these lows from prior week on the weekly here could be definitely interesting, as if we break some of these lows at that 14.5 or $14 level, we might be poised to see a little bit lower here on Macy's. Again, bigger picture trend. This thing has been trending down off of all-time highs being 49.54 here on the weekly. We're trading at 14.88s in the pre-market. Oh boy, so more of that bigger picture downtrend coming into play with today's earnings. But you already know what I like to do. I'm going to throw up that anchored onto the reaction and see where we're sitting on top of that. We're kind of trading just below it as of right now. So yeah, a bit of a let's see if we can get a bit of an anchored over under here to make some decisions on Macy's today. But definitely one of interest. But yeah, like you said, there's a couple other earnings names that I'm sure we're going to be covering a little bit later that might be a little bit more in play.
Yeah, tonight we actually have, there's Adobe coming. We had some software names. We had MongoDB up and down like crazy yesterday.
Sold off all day yesterday.
Sold off all day. I know. It ripped up on earnings and then gave it back throughout the day. We had Palantir the last couple of days going from 84, I think was the high that one day, which was, you should have saw that fade. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
That might have been the same day that you weren't here in the morning. I can't remember. It might have been that same day when Tesla broke. But Palantir off the highs, back into $72, $73. That should be interesting today with some news. So that's on the list here as well. And then more earnings plays we had talked about coming through later on this week as well. We had Toll Brothers yesterday, I believe, the housing sector downside. Did that have a continuation play today for Toll Brothers? I think yesterday was down a couple points. Yeah, so there's the move there the last little while from 165 down to 155. Yesterday's break of that level back into 150. Now trying to hold. This could be an interesting play as well. Trying to hold right here. If we get an up candle today for Toll Brothers, we did have Raider Trader on talking about how he liked the XHB, which is the housing index, as well as some of the names reporting. So there goes Tesla, by the way. Tesla is now back above prior day's high and back above now 410. Yeah, there's the housing index. So if you like this, the home builders, you might as well step in. It's getting close, man. Like back into here, some of these levels, you're underneath the 50 period. If you like the stock, you like the stock. But that was a decent, now it's come back down. But there was our rebuy there on Tesla at 409. So we talked about it coming in there. We wanted to buy that dip. If it will hold, it will hold. I am not certain because we still have 45 minutes, Obi, until this market opens up. And then, of course, we do have Rahim Alani's coming on in a second. I just wanted to show this as well. We do have the imbalances. We will not get the imbalances for NASDAQ until 9:25. So right now, a lot of sells for some reason here in the market. We have QBTS as a buy. That seems like it's been there for a lot, but a lot of sells here in the markets so far to start, which is kind of surprising considering the market seems to be going higher. So, all right, we're just getting ready to go with Rahim. We'll get the okay from Ramin when we are ready. Are we ready? Yep, all right. Okay. Just wait. Okay, we'll just wait a couple more minutes.
I see that you're wearing your cash cow hat.
Yes, so, I've been wearing this lately. It's been providing some decent kind of luck
nice.
For that. So we're going to be doing that. How was the day yesterday? Positive, negative day?
It was positive. It was okay. Could have been a little bit better. Google with a very strong continuation off of the open. A nice a dip buy off of the open that worked really well. We've been trying to pound the table a little bit on Google, talking about its PE being 23, 24, and the only really Mag 7 name that has that kind of valuation right now. And you just got a couple points up yesterday. Nice to see it finally breaking higher on Google. But all right, without any further ado, we're going to go over to the big desk and talk to our guy Rahim and Brendo.
All right, as we teed it up early on, Rahim Alani back with us to wrap up the year. We were just talking before we came on here. There's next week, and then essentially we're into the holidays. I'm going to be gone for the final 2 weeks of the year, so this may be it as far as the 2024 Rahim appearances on the show.
And you made me come in on a Wednesday. Yeah, discombobulated. What was going on,
man? I mean, there's coffee, so that's good.
True.
What we wanted to do was break down the best performers of the year and also give some ones that maybe weren't, not necessarily a surprise, but on the negative side of things that people might not have been thinking of. So let's jump right into it because there's a lot to get to, and I want to focus primarily on the small cap side, on the Canadian side of things. So we have had Firefly on as far as the sponsorship for a better part of this year. They announced they were teaming up with Drug early on a couple months ago now. That was the first one you want to talk about.
Yeah, no, Drug, if you look at their chart, it's easily the #1 performer in Canada, up 2,500% year to date. Done a bunch of financings. They did partner with Firefly, and I remember I was traveling at the time, so it was around October when that happened. So yeah, the stock's gone gangbusters. Yeah. Whether it's a short squeeze, whatever it is, it's probably been a very good one for traders as well as investors. I got in at the beginning of it and during it, but traders definitely during that time.
And this is in a space that, I mean, we've talked about other stocks in this space on the show before, the psychedelic, but on the medical side of things, and that was where they did the partnership on the research side, providing the actual product.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's what it was. And then like I said, just what they've been able to develop over the last little while, call it the last 3 months, what they've been able to do is, again, just phenomenal.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the Canadian chart of, Ramin, there we go, of drug, Bright Minds, on the CSE. I mean, it's listed in the US as well, on the NASDAQ. So you can check that out. $49.50. It's unreal. This thing was a penny stock. Going back to before that happened.
Yeah, and I remember talking to one guy who knew the CEO, and he was like, I think it's a good investment. I think it's a company you should invest into. Kind of kicking himself that he didn't do it, but
All right, HODL.
Yeah.
What should we be hodling?
Another one with a great ticker. So they were smart to do that, but it's one, again, if we have time to touch on to some of these ones in the crypto space that have all done well post the first week of November. There was this, something happened in the States, and everybody started piling into the crypto space, obviously. And actually, I was just joking around this morning on a call, another television channel that I happen to have on. We're calling the CNN.
Right.
Not anybody else. I watch this and CNN, and that's it. The Doge, and what do you think is going to happen with Doge? And I thought it was crypto, and it was a political. What do you think Vivek and Elon are going to do? So, anything in that crypto space has obviously gone gangbusters as well. HODL's, if you look at their stock, they're up 2,200% year to date, and it's been mainly over the last, call it 2 months where that's transpired.
There was so much, as you said, there was so much focus going into the election season, not even just the the last couple of months, the election season, on Bitcoin itself and the bigger picture, and a lot of people have done very well. Let's be honest, just with Bitcoin alone. But this type of play, I mean, just going back to September, this thing was 18 cents. It's at 250. Right now, as you were saying, 2,200%. So there's a lot of opportunities, and this is why we like to do this type of conversation and bring to you some of these opportunities that are much lower priced, far less competition.
Don't get on the radar as well. So.
Don't get on the radar. Maybe opening some doors for people. That's an unbelievable looking daily chart for what used to be, again, an 18-cent stock, now $2.50. So HODL is HODL. DeFi, tell us about that one.
Same thing. They've put up some news in the blockchain space. They actually are putting up some incredible revenues. Q3 they had revenue of about 150 million, EBITDA of 106 million. So again, done very well. Not as precipitous a climb on the way up. It's been slightly more gradual, I want to say, over a slightly longer period of time. It wasn't just that one shot, but it has grown nicely and up 800% year to date. So. Again, in that blockchain crypto space, touch points to that. There's a lot of names that are now coming out. You'll see a lot of those names. I think on Friday when I was here, I was mentioning, they asked me a couple of names that we had talked about, like the Souls and the Spirits. And there's a few other names like that are just starting to get those legs under them. Yeah,
and this was one of those. And correct me if I'm wrong. This is more on the platform side, the technology side.
Yes. Not on the actual crypto side.
So DEFI for that one. PNG, the next one here.
Yeah, that was one that we mentioned a while back. It's in the robotic space. They focus on the underground surveillance. And again, look at that chart. It's had a nice gradual run up. They're up 350% year to date. I think this is one that we had mentioned during a tech segment a few months back on interesting names that aren't going to catch everyone's radar because it's not in the NVIDIA, semiconductors, AI space. It's a more traditional tech, even though it's in the underground surveillance space.
Yeah. So as far as the individual names go, as you were mentioning, a lot of these, we have touched on one way or another at some point throughout the year. So it's kind of good to, at the end of the year, go back and say, how'd we do? What were we talking about, and how did those end up doing? So, yeah, that one is Kraken Robotics for anyone who's wondering. PNG was the ticker there. On the larger cap scale of things, I mean, we all know about Shopify. It's just been absolutely monstrous. We were just talking about some of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday numbers that they were posting over the past couple of weeks. Pretty impressive. But there's others here. Tell us about Celestica.
So Celestica is a Canadian tech company that's been around since, I was in university. I remember, when university clubs would talk about investing in Celestica. So not going to date myself. If you guys look me up, you'll figure out how old how old that one was. And in Toronto, they had a huge property that everyone used to see. So Celestica, again, it's one that was kind of quiet for the last long period of time. But this year, again, done very well with some of these tech adjacent names that they're going to be focusing. They're going to have technology that's touching into the AI segment, being able to provide data infrastructure in that world. So it's up 235% year to date. So it's again a name that you wouldn't necessarily think about, Celestica, but it's come back again.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's the New York listing, by the way. That's a daily chart. So that's on the NYSE.
I feel like it's people that are buying Champion clothing again. And
yeah,
all the
crazy.
roots. So Celestica, there you go.
We were talking about some of the airlines in the U.S.
Yeah.
And how well they've done over the past couple of months here. I mean, there was a whole story yesterday about it, but here's Air Canada as well, another one that I mean. Okay, opinions aside, anyone who's been on and used Air Canada may have some opinions, Sharif, but this chart doesn't lie.
No, the chart doesn't lie. $14 to $26 in the course of the year, up 36% year to date. Fortunately or unfortunately, we live in a place where we don't get too many choices on airlines. So, to Sharif's boo, I don't disagree with him necessarily. It is a tougher place to play. But this is one just to keep an eye on, just given Canada is going to be announcing interest rate changes. That's going to probably knock the Canadian dollar down a little bit as well. So with interest rates, things getting more expensive, will people travel as much? So that might be one that has had a nice run. It is still up 36%. It's come off its 52-week highs, but definitely off its 52-week lows as people did start to travel again. But will people continue to travel depending on where interest rates go, where spending goes, where all of those things go? And as we all know, if you're going to be spending your money, you have to be a little bit more conservative when things get more expensive. And again, if there is a 25% tariff on goods coming into Canada, going out of Canada, how that will all play into our costs here in Canada in the new year.
Yeah, more to come on that side of things. 2 quarters in a row, Air Canada beating on earnings as well. It's worth noting it's been a while. There was 3 I see here that they did not going into those past 2. We've touched on the dollar store aspect of the retail sector in this country many, many times. Again, these are stocks that have quietly had huge years, but no one seems to be paying a lot of attention to.
Yeah, and again, this is one just when you have interest rate changes, when you have things getting more expensive potentially with tariffs and with a more expensive Canadian dollar potentially coming. That means your cost of groceries, your cost of other things, your cost of staples are going to go up. People will gravitate to more economically feasible options and opportunities, which might lead you to a dollar store. So, yeah, quietly, they've done a lot of stuff. 49% year to date, which is not bad at all for a massive dollar store chain. Again, it is in Canadian terms massive, but they're looking to get up to 2,200 stores in the next 7-8 years. Which is a big number again, but small in terms of where the U.S. is. They were at 1,300 stores just a little while ago, opening a new warehouse facility in Calgary, 3.3% up same-store sales. So just continuing to just keep going steady, Eddie.
TELUS, on the other end of the spectrum here, I mean, you were talking about the airline situation in this country. We don't have a lot to choose from. Wireless side of things, telecom side of things, we don't have a lot to choose from. TELUS doesn't look great on a chart.
Yeah, and and in all fairness, this is a name that we talked about as well during the tech segment as a larger cap tech company to take a look at, because they did have a good Q2, I believe, is after Q2 is when we spoke about it. Good subscriber base number, but again, adding 100,000 net subscribers is a big number in Canada.
Yeah.
If you look at India, it's we just had 100,000 net subscribers, right? Wednesday. So yeah, they haven't fared as well. They're down 5% year to date. So that is one of the ones that has gone down over the course of a year. And just because there is slightly more competition coming, but again, it's where people are spending their dollars. If you have an extra $50, are you going to go get a better data plan, or are you just going to sit at a coffee shop, get Wi-Fi, and then use your dollar more efficiently that way? So the techs have had a little bit of trouble. A lot of pressure on them. If you look at Rogers, same thing. Rogers is our second. Rogers is the big one. TELUS is second. Bell's third. But Rogers even is down, 20% year to date as another one. Sorry to jump the queue on that one.
No, it's fine.
But again, just names you want to look at in terms of where Canada is going to be and in terms of where interest rates are going and where dollar costs are going to go.
Yeah, right. I mean, the chart looks terrible for Rogers as well. I'm actually with Fido, which is their secondary brand, I guess. I don't even know how to describe their relationship. Rogers owns Fido. But I've been getting text messages, I've noticed, of promotions from Fido promoting Rogers products. Like saying switch to Rogers wireless products from Fido. So I don't understand how they benefit from that. But that's RCI, if anyone was wondering. The chart doesn't look great for Rogers. MG.
Yeah, no, Magna is a massive company, and it's been around for a long, long time. And the chart hasn't looked great on a year-to-date basis, and that is a little bit tied to the fact that they were going to be, they're an auto parts manufacturer, as some may or may not know, auto parts supplies. And if the EV revolution was to come under a Democratic government, then Magna was well suited for supplying a lot of those parts that would be needed. But with a Republican government coming in, the likelihood of the push into EVs, into vehicles, into all of those things that come into the supply chain, probably not as great. So that's one to just sort of keep your eye on, that Magna may have some issues going forward. Again, with tariffs coming, with all of those things, Canada is a big supplier of auto parts into the US. So that is one to keep an eye on. Magna is down 17% on the year. And will that continue a downward trend? Don't know. Yeah,
I mean, back half of the year, not bad for the stock. As you said, though, costs going to be a massive question here for a company like that going forward. So there you go. A few interesting names. We'll have to put that list together, maybe throw it out on social media. A few interesting names there that have performed a little bit better than most for 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, going into 2024, the entire focus seemed to be on semiconductors and the AI play still. So, I mean, a few themes here. Psychedelics, one of those, still the crypto side of things, still the retail side of things. But if you had to kind of sum up this year as a whole, from a surprise standpoint, did anything stand out?
I think just given everything that was going into the election, everything that was just in that space, right? So when the thought was it was going to be a Democratic versus a Republican and who was going to be, et cetera, et cetera. Everything is kind of held true to form if you believe that the Republican government was going to win, or there was going to be a Republican government, excuse me. All of that has come to fruition. There has been a reduction now on EVs, like we just talked about. There's going to be an uptake into cryptos, as we talked about. Mining is still going to be a big thing. Energy is going to be a big play because Canada is a big net exporter of energy. So when you put all those things together, what's a surprise? I'm surprised, actually, the telecoms here in Canada, given that they kind of have a monopoly on us, that they're actually down on a year-to-date basis, which is, pay attention to your customers.
There you go. Rahim Alani, Managing Director over at OCI Groups here in Toronto. Thank you.
Always.
Thank you, Rahim. Yeah, some great ideas there, especially on some of those names that have been a little bit more beat up on the year, and then those names that have been absolutely rocketing, like that Bright Minds there. Interesting to talk about TELUS and Rogers. The name that I had liked, and I'd been in this name before because of the auto parts aspect, and that's Magna. I mean, it's MGA here in New York. The thing about Magna is, just talking about how it looks here on a chart, it's above the 50-period moving average right here when we get a second, Rabin, right there. So you're above the 50-period, the 200-period moving average right now, starting to hold that. So I think 40.45 is not too bad. I was going to ask Randy about it next time I saw him there. But Magna, nice little move upside on the industrial side of things. So again, car parts, manufacturing, you're right in there with Magna. So we'll have to be able to see that. And of course, MG in Toronto. And then I think another name that's going to be interesting, especially heading into the new year with the new administration, a name like a Dollar Tree or something that's been affected by China and just different plays there, importing, exporting, the tariffs. Dollar Tree, again, maybe basing out down here. I mean, we were at $150 back in March. You just got hit all the way back into 60 and held pretty decently, took out the 50 period, now trying to go back to the upside. So I actually like this name as well. DLTR, a good little look there. So thanks, Rahim, for bringing some of these to our attention. So, all right, let's go back over to the desk with Sharif.
Introducing a new discovery on the NASDAQ, Worksport, ticker WKSP. Worksport is a U.S.-based manufacturer and rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off-grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking a sustainable energy solution, Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP. Discover the future of clean energy with Worksport.
Man, just chilling out. Hey, yeah, Worksport. Look, we had Worksport on a couple times. They've been with us for a minute. We talked about them, again, adding that BTC, making these breakthroughs. So check out WKSP. Thank you so much, Randy, for that one. But yeah, like we were just talking about a couple different names there. I want to talk TELUS. Someone asking in the chat, what is TELUS' symbol? It's actually TU. On New York, so that would be another name there. And I believe their dividend now is like 7-8% due to the fact of what their capital depreciation has been on the price. So yeah, right into their $15. Again, some of these bases, right? We talked about AT&T finally getting going there on the south side. You know, maybe TELUS, Rogers, RCI, Rogers. So that's the other name there that we were talking about if you want to get involved here. Rogers also owns like all the sporting entities basically in Toronto. So if you want to get the Blue Jays, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so anyways, Rogers is there. But wow, this is actually, I own some Rogers stock. I wish, damn you, Raheem, I had to start my morning a little sour right there. Look at this name, man, really coming back in. So yeah, we've hit on a couple. That was a really good segment, trying to find some names here that maybe have some opportunity and some value there and appreciation here coming into the new year, especially names that give some yield. You know, the thing is, you could look at these charts and be like, hey, an AT&T or something that yields. We talked about Walgreens. They got a buyout offer the other day or yesterday there from Sycamore. So you're going to get like different appreciation scales. And honestly, if you get the dividend in there, 5, 6, 7, 8%, it helps you sort of hold out for that next little run of where the interest is going to be. And right now you see AT&T had a really good bottoming situation down here earlier, and then look at this on the year, up pretty huge for AT&T, right? Like you don't get these telecoms moving from $16 to $24 for no reason. So nice little move there on AT&T. All right, what's up, Brendan?
All right, let's get into everything else we need to know here. We're getting on in time as we head towards the open. We'll just jump right into things. Tesla, top of the watch list this morning, or thereabouts as it should be. This chart continues to impress. We got to almost all-time highs, closing side of things. We'll see what happens today, but 409, 410 coming into play here, another 2% this morning.
I don't know what Goldman's thinking over here, Brendo. They still have Tesla rating as a neutral, but they did bump up the price target almost $100 from $250 to $345. Here are some of the reasons why they keeping it as neutral. They think the EV market share, Tesla's EV market share is declining, and there's also slower global adoption of EVs. On the positive side, they have leadership in clean mobility, software, and energy storage, as well as obviously FSD and robotics.
Yeah, we saw GM as well yesterday pull the plug on funding further for their autonomous taxi service. So clearing the way even more so for this one, guys. Thoughts on Tesla today?
Yeah, Tesla. Thoughts on Tesla? I mean, I'm trying to exercise my ideas via positioning as of right now. But you know, we broke through that 210. Nice, 410. Yeah. In the pre-market this morning, we were looking
you say
for
that 210, but like that was 6 months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, now
it wasn't that long ago.
You believe that though?
It was not that long ago.
The story that is. I see you got some Lil Wayne going on over there.
Yeah, it's
I like that.
Part of 3.
I like it, man. I like it, man.
But yeah, no,
baby.
that 410, we were looking to take some inventory into that 410 yesterday. That didn't really come in. It comes into the pre-market today as of right now. So I take a little bit of a dabble. But let's see. This thing is strong. We sold off aggressively just a couple days ago. If I pull this up right here, pull up, let's say a 15-minute on Tesla. Wow, look at all these lines. Clearly, I've been trading this name just a little bit as of late. But the aggressive selling that came in on Monday with a 404, kind of a rejection there, bit of a failure to follow through of that 400. And we flush all the way down to 380s. But surprisingly enough, Sean, we've been getting this strong bid at the end of the day. We saw that happen on Friday. We saw that happen on Monday. Yesterday, not as much. A little bit of a different story here, but still held within its opening or midday consolidation lows. And we're getting that continuation in the pre-market today. We're trading just in and around prior day's highs, holding up pretty well as we push a little bit higher. 411.12s are the highs right now. And again, just a few points away from all-time highs, well within the recent range that it's been doing, well within its ATR that it's capable of doing on the day are those all-time highs. So let's see. I think that Tesla's definitely poised for a bit of a test of all-time highs. If we get it today or not, I have no idea, Sean, but I think it's something that...
Well, you have an idea.
I think it's something to look forward to.
I think
that's what I would like to build into, and if the price action and the chart are telling us, then yeah, why not? Market's hella strong right now. We're going straight up. They loved CPI.
The funny thing is that the market's been blasted.
Whoever they is.
Yeah, exactly.
Market loved CPI.
The robots loved it. I was going to say, like, although the market continues to go higher here, Tesla's actually not. So I think that's a catalyst for Tesla to go once the market finally does open up. Look, I have it written down here on the sticky note today as one of the best plays for us. That's going to be a long of 400 if we dip buy into that. But we already talked about also, if we can't get that, then let's go to the long 410. I mean, I talked about it yesterday. We also have Google on here. We have Macy's. We have a couple other plays. Go check those out. Palantir's on there, obviously, as well. Look, for me, it was pretty obvious what we wanted to do. Yesterday, we saw 400 break, and it just kept going. It gave us a couple retests and held. So if you're going to hold 400, the next stage is 410. So that's already had that $10 range yesterday. So we just open up at the high of the range, trying to get to all-time highs with decent news again, and now the market's trying to go even higher. So I really, really think that this is an opportunity that needs to be long. And you can be wrong on this for sure. I don't think I want to be too much wronger than 406. Like, that's where the 200 period is with really good volume right now. Obviously, as the market gets closer to the open, this 200 period will change. But at the end of the day, this 406 area right here held and wasn't horrible yesterday until, whoop, we lost it. So it's that little move that I don't want to be a part of here today. So I'm long this name into 406, give it to 405, breaking that, we're done. So I don't have another bid here until about 407. So I'm going to be as patient as we can right now. And like the Ontario government, I'm not just going to build a highway and give it away. You know, the 407?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, those of you that don't live around here would have absolutely no idea.
Do you use the 407 often?
No.
No?
You think I'm rich, Obi? So to go on the 407...
It's so convenient. It's so convenient.
It's very convenient.
It's extremely convenient.
So
it's the only highway that does what it does.
Okay, so rich guys use the 407, and what it is you have to pay like $5 to get on. It's just a toll. It's basically our only
toll road.
It's our only toll highway, basically. It's and you have a little transponder, and it's all electronic. Yeah. So they give you the $5 on, the $5 off, and then it's like a certain amount per kilometer. I guess it's not that bad at the end of the day.
Horrible.
But it does save time.
It literally if you want to get from one side of the city to the other, it literally saves you more than 50% of your time.
You're right.
So it's like, yeah.
So if you're
there,
I don't even want to know what that is. 4,000, I think.
What, Ramin's 407 bill? Is that what
I said 4,000? Maybe it was.
I said about like 500-600.
Oh, 800.
800 for the year.
That's actually depends. Depends on how many hours that saves.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And like,
all right, so we have something about stocks to talk about.
Yeah.
That is Google again. I mean, again. Google again. Google.
Let's go
Google again on the screen. Again, Ramin.
Yes, Google again, trying to hold on to positive territory after a pretty big day yesterday on the back of that quantum chip headline. More to consider this morning, although we are looking a little bit in trouble so far, back below those aftermarket highs.
Big move up, Brando, touching 188, hasn't been up there for a while. Today, they're in the news for a different reason. They're trying to get the U.S. government to intervene and dissolve Microsoft's exclusive agreement to host OpenAI's technology on its cloud servers. So, you know, competitors like Google and Amazon, they want to be able to access and host OpenAI's models on their cloud platforms. Currently, it requires cloud customers to use Microsoft servers and access OpenAI's technologies. And basically, they're saying users would or or are incurring additional charges if they operate on non-Microsoft servers. Should be noted that the FTC was already looking into this anyway. So
just checked, 2.3% away from all-time highs once again here for Google. Huge volume behind that move yesterday as well.
Really?
That was crazy.
I didn't realize that we were that close to all-time highs, but I realized it on the chart, but when you only say it's only 2% away, that seems like it's a drop in the bucket. It was like when Meta, we were like, Meta's at all-time highs. I was like, what? It's like 620 or something. I was like, oh my God, how high some of these stocks can fly. But yeah, look, we were talking about Google down here and that it had that PE of 23, 24. It's going to be a little bit higher now, 25 and change, as we start to bump up. And look, I mean, okay, yeah, you know, they got beat out in the AI arms race, if you believe that. Sure, right? Now they got beat out in quantum. Okay, and now we're finally starting to talk about some quantum, right? Search is dead. Okay, is it? We'll see. You know, all this kind of stuff. Gemini is really bad. Okay, at the end of the day, Google's in many, many things here. Yep. And as we continue to talk about how strong YouTube is, how strong their cloud is, now we have quantum. And believe me, like this AI trend that we've been seeing for the last year and a half or so, or maybe even a little bit more than that with once the introduction of ChatGPT came, this is not going to stop Google. It's up significantly from those lows. And as Brendan said, we're nearing all-time highs again. I really like the stock. I liked it down here. It was one of the best ones. We talked about what our game plans were. We did sell some Google here. We did buy some back down here. And that's kind of the plan of action. The next one to do is probably NVIDIA. But I really like Google long. It's on the sticky note today. So that's just sort of why I like the stock. We talked about it being a big position for myself as well. All right, this is the problem with it today. It's only up 0.1. It's flat on the day with the NASDAQ ripping. NASDAQ slowing down now. I don't really like that relationship, but I like the story. I like the break. I like the way this looks on the daily chart. So for me, I wrote down here 182. Just figuring the 200 period could come into there. It was dip buy opportunities yesterday. We've based out where we were yesterday. And remember, we're writing these all down before the CPI and before this huge move up. So the NASDAQ was up about 1/4 of a point. Now we're up 3/4 of a point. And Google really kind of in the same areas, if anything, down right now. So I think Google does have an opportunity to whoosh down a little bit here, taking some profits on some of this quantum stuff. You know, it's just like it is a little bit overhyped at some point. You saw NewScale come right back with the nuclear aspect slowing down a little bit. So maybe quantum at some point does slow down. But right now, I think Google for pullbacks into the 200. I really like it. The problem is we're underneath VWAP right now, and I got to give this a little bit of room. I do not like a topside break of 187, not right now. At some point, maybe it might come through, but I just feel like there's better stocks. Like there's Apple, for example. You know, that right now is that, like Apple, guys, Apple's is gonna touch 250 today. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking for that yesterday. It came close.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely winding up for a 250 push. I think we definitely have to be involved.
So I'd rather look at like at an Apple breaking a 250 than a Google roughly breaking day's high. So I'm going to have my looks there. Do you see this daily chart? We don't have Apple on the board. So I'm just going to talk about this quickly, then we're going to go over to you for Google. But look at this, man. It's like this is not a stock that we don't know about. Like this story continues here for Apple right now, going higher and higher. As I almost think that Berkshire's buying back in. I haven't heard anything about that, but that seems to be pretty good to me. I think there could have been some selling by Warren, expecting the Democrats to get in and change sort of the way the corporate tax structure and all that was going to have to be put out there, just both on the investing side of it and on the corporate side. Just basically a tax, so not overhaul, but difference of opinions there on that rate. Yeah. And then he got into some cash, and I'm just wondering, like, I don't know, who knows. But this is this move here in Apple, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like the Google move there. Yesterday, ridiculous relative volume. Like a large cap doing, I mentioned this yesterday, a large cap doing 5 to 10 times relative volume is absolutely crazy. And this thing maintained about 4 to 3 going into the close there on Google. We closed pretty much near high a day there, a strong flush off of the opening drive, which pulls back in off of 186s. We get all the way down to 181 and some change, and then we bid all the way back, a bit of a V shape. now we're kind of we open up trading higher at 4 a.m., pulling back into some of these prior days levels here. We have pre-market low sitting at 184.23, and this thing is still. I actually got an alert this morning, 4 a.m., being like, oh, okay, well, Google is doing some strong relative volume again. I was like, oh boy, all right, we're going to be looking for a potential continuation or a potential trade on it today, perhaps again, if it can hold some of these prior days levels. We're seeing some of that happen in the pre-market right here, but it's already tested a high of 188. Let's see if we can get to that 190. That bid was definitely aggressive in there, not only off of the open, but into the close as well on Goggle. So I don't know what we'll have in store with this one today, but I'll definitely be watching it, as it is one of the top ideas on the day for continuation. Let's see how cleanly it comes in.
GameStop earnings on deck here. No, at least maybe I'm wrong, but no other tweets or anything from the kitty cat man.
Nope.
Coming off the report last night, 3.25% back to the upside here. That was a move. I zoomed out here. That was a move, if you missed it last week, on that image that he sent out. I don't think people still really understand what it means or why, but anyways, 28 a thing here so far this morning.
So this stock's still up 58.5% year to date. It is down though in the last 6 months about about 9% or so. Here's the deal. They did well when it comes to net income. They printed a profit of $17.5 million. Compare that to the $3.1 million loss in Q3 of 2023. But revenue continues to decline, below $1 billion now in terms of revenue. The consensus price target amongst analysts right now is about $16.5, with some of the one of the highest ones here, and Send It Capital at 23. Wedbush has it at 10. We'll have to see how it trades, Brendo, up 2.86.
Just real quick here, Dara sending me this Apple note with Broadcom. Broadcom up 4.8% right now on this. So Apple said to be working on an AI server chip specifically with Broadcom. That's from the information. So just took out that high from 2 days ago. Huge move here for AVGO.
It's like never sell anything to do with Apple. Like, honestly, I feel like you just stay in that. Like, they know what they're doing. Broadcom reporting. Join me and Adara tomorrow night. You join us tonight for Adobe. You know what, Obi?
What's up?
I feel like tonight I might just take it off, because I think there has to be Obi and Adara for Adobe earnings.
I like the idea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, why not?
And then tomorrow, Broadcom. But okay, quickly, there's not that many analysts at all for GameStop. It has very, very few analyst coverage. There's not too much to say here about GameStop other than what Sharif just did. It's up 50% year to date, which is absolutely monstrous. You wouldn't have figured that, right? But I mean, it's trying to hold out hope here. We had talked about GameStop a bunch of times over the fall at this $20 level, and the fact that it was holding it, I mean, I don't know. It's not a great number. I mean, last year over $1 billion in revenues. Now this year you're down to 860, which misses the 880. So it's not great, but this $20 level seems to be pretty smooth, man. And right now, I just wonder if the report is in now, everyone's figured this out. They're looking at the numbers. Why not talk about this hold right here? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, just for the month of November. But this looks pretty good down here, 24, 25 bucks. So for today, GameStop again, doesn't have that huge short float that it once did, but it can still get going. Brendan already mentioned that we are looking always for those tweets to come out, but at the end of the day, it looks pretty solid down here. You get this garbage out of there from the report. Obviously, people fat finger, they hit the keys, the algos come in, and right now, it's been absorbed. I like the stock. I think if you're going to trade this, 26.85 right there has been the bottom. I think you wait, you accumulate down here near 27, and then unfortunately, if you break 26, I feel like that would be enough for me there. I don't know if you want to put a market order to get out. You might hit a lot on the bid there. I'm not sure what's going to be there, but at the end of the day, I think accumulation area is around 27 bucks. And then if you like the stock for some reasons, then I think you don't get out necessarily until you break through this 25, 24 area on the daily chart. So I think GameStop is a long, actually, up 3% on earnings. I don't know. I don't know if I like it as an investment, but I like the stock. You never want to be in a company that's losing their revenues, like year over year, month over month, and then missing the estimates, but it seems to be still afloat. Earnings of 6 cents. So making money, it's better than a red mark, right? So yeah, so far so good there for GameStop. I feel like shareholders are probably a little relieved it's not down.
Yeah, no, I think it didn't have too crazy of a move, right? And I was like, all right, well, let's see if GME earnings can bring us anything. We know it's been kind of moving around, has some volatility over the past few weeks, few months. Maybe this year has been pretty interesting for GME as well. But yeah, kind of muted here on this reaction. Pretty much does a bit of a shake and bake, high of 31s, low of 25.71s. Pretty much trading sideways within that range, in a even tighter range, 28s to about 27. So about a 2-point range on GME here. So not the top idea on my list, but definitely one to keep an eye on. If we start moving euphorically, I think there's something that might be, there's opportunities that may present themselves, and we should always be prepared to kind of capture those here. Imbalances out right now, Sean.
Yes, they are. Let's go over talking about Palantir, and then we can look at some imbalances.
Palantir, yeah, software release here. Warp Speed cohort. Available now at a, I don't know, Palantir shop near you. 73.25 right now. We're up 3% on this in the pre-market here. It tried early on yesterday. This one got rejected pretty hard, though, off 75.
So here's the deal, Brendo. This Warp Speed, it's a manufacturing operating system. It's designed for speed, flexibility, and security. But what it specifically does, it focuses on production, scheduling, engineering, change management, and automated quality inspection. So very industrial, very commercial type product there, which is good because, most of their contracts do come from the government. So you love to see when they do get that commercial move into the market.
I don't think there's such a thing as a bad headline right now for Palantir. So, I mean, it doesn't seem to matter anyways on a daily basis, guys, what they come out and talk about.
Yeah, no, except for let's not talk about valuation. That would be the only thing that we're keeping quiet on right now because it's really outperformed everything this year. I mean, AppLovin got hit the other day as well. Some of these plays that have been really heated up there. We just talked about this with Obi earlier. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't show this chart. Let me just show our other one because we don't have the turnover from symbols. They're from NASDAQ to New York. Here it is right here. So, I mean, as Palantir goes on the year, just continues to make huge moves, right? But at the end of the day, what goes up sometimes does come back down. So I am a little bit nervous here looking at Palantir and that we might have topped out up here. We talked about 84. I guess it didn't get that high. It got to about $81, $82 there and fell off that 80 mark. There is some consolidation down here at 68 and change. I think that's a good spot if you're not in it to maybe where you want to start to buy some Palantir. I don't know if you actually want to step in and buy right now, but that's a good story. It's up 3 and a bit percentage points. I have written down here on the sticky note. And by the way, we just got into Macy's. So right now we have Macy's, Tesla on here as well as Google. Macy's right now almost 10 cents in the money. So we're taking that a little bit anyways. We'll take a little bit out if it breaks below 15. Okay, just right here, $74 is what I was looking at. So that's this sort of top right here. As I zoom in a little bit closer, it's kind of like 74.20-ish. I just thought we dropped off of this level yesterday, right, midday, before basically closing at the lows. So as Brendan said, is there a bad headline for Palantir? What about closing at the lows? Like that's not a great sign. So for me, I am a little bit hesitant about this break long. I'd like to see it continue the high side there. So for me, yes, I'm going to go long, breaking through $74 on Palantir, and probably just give it to wherever VWAP lies at that point. I want to be part of the trend, not dip buying this name, because I do think that 70 is going to have to hold. If not, that 68 is inbound. Oh boy, there it is, Obi. Let's go. Like this is exactly what we're talking about when we're giving out some trade ideas right here. This is Macy's right here. 15.15 short is what we wanted on Macy's right there. Look what just happened, my guy. Get rid of this. See ya. We had a nice trade. We're short right now 15.10 as that's coming back in real nice. And oh boy, Obi, there it goes right now. Here goes Tesla all the way back up off of just bouncing off VWAP. Here we go, guys. Tesla coming out with only a minute left. Would you want to talk about Palantir quickly? We only got 1 minute.
Palantir is sold off aggressively on Monday. And kind of made a bit of a range here. So I'm just looking for the range to break. That's all I got on Palantir. But yeah, I guess we're talking about SMCI real quick.
Sure.
Real quick here, tight on time, but 6% to the downside. What is this? 1, 2, 3, potentially 3 days in a row here. Back downside after the Remember, this move higher to start the week off was the NASDAQ saying that they were giving them the extension to file the report. That's gone, and more now for SMCI.
And the concerns stem from potential removal of from the NASDAQ 100 during its annual reconstitution. That takes place December 13th. That's on Friday. The stock has lost over 50% of its value since late October, guys. And they do have until February 25th. The extension, which is basically when they have to comply with the NASDAQ listing requirements by sending in the 2023 or 2024, excuse me, statement.
Yeah, exactly. SMCI, guys, thoughts here, 30 seconds to go.
Downtrend.
Yeah.
Bit of a backside move. 50 failure to follow through. What else can I say? I think we could be looking for a continuation.
The only thing is pay for short. You have to do that on SMCI, and you do have that $40 level on SMCI. That's a fade for sure, and I do like the break lower. Countdown is on. Right now, okay, Macy's 25 cents in the money. Tesla looking to go and getting me a little bit anxious. For this brought to you by Worksport, WKSP 2 and 1. We are now open. Thank you, Worksport, for sponsoring our opening bell. Check them out, WKSP on your ticker. Okay, so right now, Tesla's now open, just doing its little dance. No worries about anything right now as the market has opened. Let's digest a little bit. So it is falling. I mean, we were just at almost 410.50 right there. Nice move back in for Tesla for sure as that's falling in. Market coming back a little bit. We did want to check out on Apple. What's Apple doing? 248.50. So again, a bounce into the 200 period. That's starting to go now. All right, Tesla falling. Remember, we are bidding, just to get it right, 407.25 right there. Tesla coming back in. Looks like we'll probably get that bid. We got to watch out for Tesla. Also trying to bid a little bit lower on Uber as well.
Yeah, this that dip down into VWAP holds quite well. So Tesla VWAP sitting at 407.90s.
Oh, we missed that.
407.90s kind of rips right back up.
That's bad.
And continues to hold these 408s as of right now. So going to continue watching that one. SMCI is coming straight to the downside right off of the open there. What else do we have on watch right here? Google as well. Wow. Okay, so I'm watching this again. Stitch Fix had earnings here as well. Oh boy, there goes 410. I looked away for 1 second, Sean, and that.
Can you believe what I got missed down there?
Comes in right away. So that VWAP hold was absolutely beautiful. Opening range low is at 407 has 407.48 I have, and let's see if we can come right back in as we are coming right back in 408s. This is getting pretty wild here.
No, it's wild. It's wild. Like we were
410 wash.
I was at 407.25. I like that wash thing. 407.25. It went down to 407.50, but here it comes right now. So there it goes. Okay, well, sometimes if you wait for it, you get it. Here it comes right now. We are getting out on a 405 break, so we can almost put that in right now. I don't need to, like I said, man, earlier on. We'll take shots on all of these stocks. We just got in and out of Uber. I'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, we are long at 408.70, 408.67s right now. Comfortable with it. Trying to give this, again, $3 or so. I believe, oh, we did get that 410 up there. Okay, so we did get a fill up there, so that's good. I was wondering about my net. All right, so we did get a fill up there. We were waiting at sort of some of those pre-market levels. Let's see if we can get it again. So now it's a nice move. We have doubled our position down there because that's what we wanted to do, down here at 407. So it does come in all good so far on that run. Uber does break below. We did write down Uber 64. Uber's getting absolutely clocked. GM dropped their Cruise, which is their robotaxi division. They're not doing that anymore. Thought that could have been a nice little sort of tailwind, I guess, for Uber. Wrong on that one. Macy's flying around as well. They came all the way back, and we're going to watch out for that break of 15.50 as well. But we already covered 25% of that. Watch out for Macy's back down through $15 now.
Yeah, this 408 hold on Tesla is absolutely wild here. So we're holding VWAP roughly as of right now, just a bit of an over VWAP. I have VWAP here now sitting at 408.07s. We're trading 409s. So yeah, Sean, that was a bit of a wash of that 410. Again, I knew I was getting a little too early in the pre-market, and I didn't want to size in too aggressively.
Oh my God!
You know what? If I'm not sized in too aggressively, I'm willing to hold multiple points against me, and then really kind of wait for that move to come in. Here comes 411s. Here we go. So we held about 2.5 points against us. Let's see if we can get 2.5 points on top of us. Let's see if we can get through those all-time highs as well. That's what we're looking for. The idea is to accumulate inventory through the all-time highs there. 412s coming in right here, Sean. Oh boy.
Oh,
boy.
dog.
Here we
Obi,
go.
let's go, man.
Market's
Let's props
hella
it up,
strong.
man. Obi and I are in the building.
Yes, Brankles,
right
415s,
now.
let's go.
What's up, Brankles? What you got now, Brankles? Keep those guys quiet behind us. All right, here we go. 412 right now incoming. Look, we talked about doubling our position there. Bang, 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 bang. As we just keep on going to the upside right there. We're getting excited. My guy Joe is like, yo, give us some love for the TSLL. As that continues. Shut there. Oh, God. Oh, no. I don't know. All right, Roblox right now. Okay, was Roblox $60 for Roblox? That's a chicken dinner winner all day.
Oh boy.
There for Roblox. Oh boy, they're up 5%. Those of you driving those little Tesla cars around and playing Roblox, keep pumping that money into the economy, baby. What's up, Adara?
I was actually just going to mention Roblox here. I'm not seeing any catalyst on this move here. They are up almost 5%. They are struggling a little bit with some of these highs if you're going back to Friday, but it is worth noting here lots of social media attention for RBLX with a short float of 5.25%. Broadcom is also on watch here. This one still up about 4%, but pulling back a little bit from its pre-market move. In case you missed it, basically we had the information reporting that Apple and Broadcom are going to be working on this AI chip here. So AVGO and RBLX on watch, guys. Back to you.
I pity the fool that doesn't hit the like and subscribe button.
Don't forget.
Don't forget, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe. That is for sure. You do not pity fools all over the place around here. We do not want to pity the fool. Yo, what's up, Sharif? How's it going, my guy? Right there. Okay, so again, 412. No surprise again. Hey, look, you're the master of this. Last time we broke through 400.
450s coming in. Sorry, 250s coming in.
250s coming in. Okay. All right. So right now, Macy's, nice little drop down on that one. So we like that play for sure. Get out some more right now. 94s. We'll punch some more out on Macy's because we got fish to fry and it's up in here. And that is Tesla. We are out of half of our Tesla trade now. It's topped out at 412 too much. We're out of half right now. Our stop still is that 405. Let's go. Right now, you mentioned Apple going higher. Yes, Google. Sir. Oh my God. What?
No way.
Right now, Google. God. Let's go. What is happening? I love taking days off, but man, oh man, do I love being here as well. As there goes Google. Huge move to the upside. Again, we got it, but we don't got it now. That's a nice move. Google right there. Oh my God, this is my largest position as Google right now is starting to go back up to the upside. All right. What's up, Rich Buddy? This is where Sean messes up. Selling a rising stock. You are not incorrect. You are not incorrect. That's right. Yeah, generally speaking, we will get out of stock a little bit too early. But did we do that on Tesla? Not sure. It is fading back in right now. I like this, Rich, as a possible dip buy opportunity. Let's do a little bit of that right now at 407.75. We'll put a little bit more risk on right now on Tesla buying dips, man. So look, we've gotten out of names before. And look at this. Oh my God. Right there again, a little bit of a reload there, coming back in up to 409 one more time. So there's a little bit of a reload and a little bit of an out at VWAP. I still want to be in this name, but like I said before, we had been up here and failed before. Look at the market ripping up, Tesla going the other way. You got to get that instinct, and right now, something's going off. It's not right here with Tesla, but Macy's right here. It's all good in the hood here. As Macy's continues to go lower, we're starting to get some more out. You mentioned Apple as well. Watch out for 250. It's inbound, but it's Tesla that's got me going right now, Obi.
Yeah, that Tesla's really kind of I guess tanking here. I did add a little bit there on that low day kind of push.
It is going to take that.
Yeah, it's taken out a lot of these levels. Oh boy, here we go.
There it is. 500. 500. Did it break?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Why did I get stopped out there?
This is crazy. 405, 406 is trading now on Tesla here. But yeah, no, Apple also coming into that 250 mark as well. So that's something to keep an eye on and watch out.
Oh, that broke.
As well, 406s, 405s. That's what I'm watching here on Tesla. Maybe we come back down into the 400s, man. I have no idea. But this is a strong consolidation from the pre-market session as well. And we've kind of grabbed a lot of those pre-market lows as of right now. So VWAP sitting at 408.40s. I have. Let's see if we can get a bit of a reversion. But this market, we're trading above 21,600 as of right now. So, yeah, super, super strong. CPI, I guess, was taken quite well as of right now. But yeah, some of these tickers are up, some of these tickers are down. I guess Google was the one to be a part of there, Sean. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess it must have broke through 405 there, because I did get stopped out, but my price was 404.92. So I just bought it right back on that break. So we did get stopped out there. I'm not sure if that's good or not, like what just happened there, but we're right back into Tesla right now trying to support that. So we're still going to be up on it because we were able to buy that back right now, but not happy the fact that we just fake broke there to put us flat on Tesla, because we were, okay, let's just get some more out, because we were up very, very nicely, whoopsies, on this stock. And right now we're going to have to sort of eat our words a little bit there, because we followed our plan. So, I mean, I don't want to say that we did anything incorrectly there. It did break. I got the break there at 405. So I don't know if it did or not. I'm going to give it now to 404 as a little bit lower, because we were able to cash more out there on this reload of Tesla. Macy's really working out for us, Google upside, and then Apple right now as well, trying to go. The other ideas we had on board today was Palantir. Let's have a quick check on that one. We didn't want to buy it right off the open, because that's why, oh my God, look what's happening to Palantir. Palantir getting killed right now, 69 bucks. Huge move down for Palantir. We just said we did not want to buy it off the open because we've seen this happen before. So let's see if Palantir can base out down there now in and around the 69 level. It looks like it's trying to do that. Nice little flush there for PLTR. Oh boy, maybe we wait until it gets its footing again, but that bottom of 68.60 there for PLTR, pretty violent move down there.
Yeah, that continuation came in real hot on a few of these names. That Tesla picking right back up off of the day lows right now. What are the day lows? 404.80s are the day lows right now. 249s are just churning here, just underneath the churning on Apple here. So 250. So that's what I'll be looking for. I have my order set up ready to kind of push in if we start trading anywhere close to it. But yeah, let's see what we have in store, man. Everyone's anticipating that 250 mark. Here comes in 249s once again.
This is monstrous, dude.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that 250 comes in as of right now. But that goggle, oh boy, that one was the one. But something, Sean.
Yes.
Which is not going to the upside and quadunking to the downside,
yes.
NVIDIA.
Yes, okay.
NVIDIA.
So that's what we had.
Look at the NASDAQ. Look at NVIDIA.
We had actually written that down here on our sticky note, and again, and I'm glad you brought that up, Obi, because it's exactly what you need to do, right? If you're going to look over here, these are some of the notes that we put on our sticky note. Look, market running, and we should stick with long stories early, right? We stuck with that. We still have our Tesla. Tesla's an absolute monster position, but if the market turns over, we got to look at weaker names like the semis and NVIDIA and AMD. So right there, we knew that where the weakness was going to be, and it's not, again, rocket science. Look at past days' performance to be able to judge a little bit of an opinion on what may happen on which names. But give me those. I'm at 85. That's me holding that 85. Did we just get it? Yes, we did. So we get that 85 right there as well. So a nice little $2 move back. It's too bad that we got somewhat stopped out there on Tesla, but we did buy it back off of that early flush. So thank you to Rich and all those guys in the chat there. That was like, this is where we can get away from some of these stronger names. And I did not want to do that. But once it stops out, it stops out. I have to, and Obi's same way, like we all have to stop the bleeding at some point, but you got to believe sometimes in the names that you believe in and the trades that you have on board. And I mean, right now we have Macy's, which is absolutely a dinger right now. That's a huge one. And then obviously Tesla is going to lead the way. I'll be P&L roughly the same on both of these names, but of course position pending. I have the same amount of shares right now actually on Macy's and Tesla. So that should just show you how crazy. I don't know if that shows you how crazy I am or just how ill-positioned I am. But right now, let's go see what happens right now. I have the same amount of shares on a $400 name that I do on a $15 name. No, there's a little something wrong here. All right, let's go. What are you thinking about over here, Obi?
I'm watching this 249, 250s coming in here on Apple. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for. I want to see some size there. Some size sitting there as well, but yeah, no. If that doesn't come in, it doesn't come in. We'll see how that one goes. Apple's coming into the 49.5. So as of right now, you can see it here. You know what? I should probably pull up the tape for you guys over here. So we can take a look at it together. There it is right there. So you can see the 249.30s trading as of right now. But yeah, no, that NVIDIA coming straight down, man. That's absolutely wild, right? I'm also looking for a reclaim of this 408 on Tesla. We're kind of just chopping underneath this VWAP as of right now. The opening drive didn't really get through that 410 with any sort of distinction, and now we're trading below this VWAP. So I'm looking for that. But again, it's only
come on, Tesla, baby.
So we haven't even printed the first 15-minute candle just yet. Kind of waiting for that information to come in as well. We are going to be printing a bit of a red candle with only about 45 seconds left there, Sean. For this 15-minute candle to print, and we've been coming in real hot on these markets as well. You can see, look at the 15-minute candles since we had that CPI in the pre-market right here, straight greens to the upside.
Go.
Oh boy, can we get much higher?
Let's go. I mean, speaking about getting much higher right now, I'm just looking at the stream, and I'm like, what? What is going on right now? We have over 9,000 watching.
Over 9,000? It's over 9,000.
Oh, we take a look at that. We take a look at this. Right there, 760, 780. Let's get this to 1,000 right now. If you get it to 1,000, then that probably means most likely that Tesla will go. That was quick.
Oh.
Did you see that flip? You guys see that flip over right there?
Wow.
They like us. They really, really like. No. Okay. Yeah. Let's just keep on going here, guys. As we go, right? I mean, here we go. 1.2K. Hello, right now. As Tesla goes down, stock goes. This going up right now. Hey, let's make this the best stream possible. The most liked stream currently on YouTube. That we're trying. Yeah. 1.4. That's a double up right there. It's another one. Thank you so much to everybody right there. 50% in, 100% increase. Get in the chat. Join the club, man. All right. Well, guess what? Here we go. We just got some more out. So there we go. Everyone's hitting the like. Tesla's liking that. Tesla's appreciating the likes. Look what's happening with Tesla right now. Starting to go right back up there to the upside. There it is. Tesla pushing higher right now because of all of you. Thank you so much for that. Let's keep it going right now. It's almost 2,000, Brendo. We've got 2,000 damn likes right now. And it's probably because Sharif, man. Sharif, he's got this little concoction going on over there. The eggs, the rice, the little bit of veggies going on there. I need some more coffee. Okay, so out of some Tesla there, Tesla is falling back in now into 405. What, the likes all of a sudden stop coming through here? Tesla to the downside. Watch out. I'm going to take a little bit more down here because we can. And then after that, man, 404 break, and we outie right there. Kind of like an Audi S3. Adara, what's up?
Interestingly enough, around the same time we had that excitement in the market, we got a Bank of Canada rate decision. Not sure if it's related, but I'll read it out here. Basically, they cut rates here by 50 basis points. So 3.25% now versus 3.75% previous. This was in line with the forecast, but the Bank of Canada did warn the Canadian Q4 growth rate is weaker than expected, or that's what they're expecting anyway. I also have this quantum name up here, Quantum Corporation, up about 28.5% with a 21.1% short float and a float of 4 million shares. Not seeing any news on this, but we know we have general quantum strength, especially with Google and its quantum chip announcement on Monday. There's also UNH, which is still super weak here. This is the 15-minute chart. We've been bleeding basically since open, now trying to touch 540s as we speak. No new news on this, but we do have the shooter here of Brian Thompson, who is the United Healthcare CEO, Luigi Magnoni, currently, I guess, facing trial for that. So keep an eye on UNH. This stock has been really volatile with volume as the shooting continues to be analyzed here and digested by market participants. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Adara. All right. We did miss that dip by into 405. Oh, no, we got a little bit of it and then got more out. I was saying, what exactly are we doing? But we're dip buying now as I catch my breath a little bit here. So we buy one more time. Here we go. This is the last and final hurrah. Okay, it looks like it's really coming in now through 4. Okay, so there's the rejection there. We may get a bump up. Take the opportunity now. I'm going to take the opportunity to get something out there on that rejection of 4. So we just got a little bit more out there at 405, right? It just rejected 404. We've seen this happen last time. This is where I got stopped out last time. right? We had gotten stopped out last time in and around this area when it faded out and then bounced. So right now, let's just hold out hope that maybe we do get a little bit of an upside move here now in Tesla and take advantage of that. We are long right now at 405.60. I'm going to put an offer at 406. If we can get out of like 10% or so upside there, we'll do that. And then as me and Obi were sort of talking before we went to the break there, it's got to take VWAP, man. And like that's at 408. We bounced off a couple times there. Now we're starting to get a little shy of 408. So I'm going to start to take out a little bit more here and try to stay in the Greensville with our friend and was temporary friend. I mean, it's been a friend for a minute. I mean, this long has been great. But let's see if we can still hold out hope here now on Tesla getting back in. But if it takes us 405, which it looks like it wants to do, sorry, 404, then I'm going to be out of this stock and looking to potentially reposition in something else.
Yeah, I think
there it goes.
those VWAP sellers are coming in pretty aggressively here on Tesla as we break back down, making some fresh day lows as of right now. So maybe we're poised to come into that 400, man. That 400 definitely an interesting level there. 402 halves as well. Look at the NASDAQ, man. NASDAQ is ripping to the upside, and we have some strong selling coming in on Tesla. So distinctly different action here. Not really following that market tailwind as of right now. What was that about NVIDIA?
It says rocketing up.
Rocketing up. Oh boy.
Okay, so good sign there. I was just looking out here for Tesla because I was looking at this 200 period, 398 or so. So yeah, let's try again to protect 400. We did talk about looking at this. I'll buy a little piece down here at 403 and change, but let's just go back over to see what's going on with NVIDIA. I still have the news in my ear. So if something does come up happening right now for NVIDIA, we'll bring that to you. But like I said, remember we just said this, man, there was going to be eventually dip buy opportunities, and we talked about what name we wanted to dip buy in. That was going to be NVIDIA. Doesn't look like we're getting that opportunity right now to do so, but NVIDIA right now up to 138. You missed that 135 for sure there on NVDA. Could have we somehow had it? I mean, yesterday's drop-off zone is about here, 135.80 or so. That's where we went back in and before making those lows of 133 and then closing the day in and around 135. So yeah, 135, yesterday's close, I guess, on NVIDIA playing right now. So that was something else to have a look at. There's 138. Looks like that might be, you know what? Maybe tides have just turned on NVIDIA here, man. What about just a break of 138? Let's test that and go long on a break of 138 here on NVIDIA. Just give it back to like 137.50, that break high. We may have just failed that, by the way, Obi. So let's give that a shot, breaking through 138. We may have just failed up there at 138. It's the 200 period moving average, which makes sense. Plus, it's the pre-market high that we broke, but then only went up 50 cents from there. So let's be careful with what we're trying to do now. We're going to catch that bottom, hopefully around 400 and change on Tesla. If not, 398 break gone. Well worth the risk on that one. And then NVIDIA as well, not in, but looking for that break higher. Maybe this 137 down there, the 50 period, gives it to us on NVIDIA as well. So that's something to look at.
Yeah, no, it's definitely kind of selling off aggressively. This market, man, this market continues to bid up, which is absolutely wild, you know. And the distinct difference on a lot of these tickers, again, Tesla is puking here to the downside, 402 halves as of right now. And the price action is pretty aggressive here with the tape. The tape speed is getting a little bit faster here on these 403s. 402, so I'm kind of watching that and looking for maybe some more green to be printed than some of the red that's been happening right now. 249 halves happening as of right now on Apple, so it still hasn't really gotten that close or as close to that 250 as I'd like it to as of right now.
But does break.
This market, man, this market is pulling up, and a lot of these tickers, like Apple, is not really showing that strength. Tesla's not really showing that strength. So the question becomes, who is really showing that kind of strength here? And it is none other than Alphabet, softy with a little bit of a bid, and Amazon as well. Bitcoin trading at 99.4s, Sean.
What?
99.4s. So we're almost back at that 100th thou mark on Bitcoin. Let's see if we can get through that 100th thou. But oh boy, a lot of these markets are just running off of the open. Let's see how the chips are doing. We know the chips got sold off aggressively yesterday. So we are catching a little bit of a bid. So maybe some reversion here. We know the Van Eck. The Van Eck SMH, a semiconductor ETF, has pretty much recovered a lot of its losses from yesterday. Yesterday, we open up at day highs and then trade all the way down, close near day lows on SMH. And today, we've recovered over about, I'd say about over 70% of that move. Is Google still going? Where's Google?
Google's at 192.
Are we going to get to 200?
192
Are we
right
gonna get
now.
to 200?
Oh boy. All right, new position alert there. I don't know, man. NVIDIA broke and we took 138. The problem is we got 138.01s and now it's just bouncing off 138 over and over and over again. So I don't, like, my offer right now is at 138.25 to get out of 10%. I don't know if, I mean, it's, part of me is thinking about getting out now, regrouping and taking it on the next break. But I want to give this a little bit of room. I have such a good price on a break of 01s that if I give it up right now, I just don't know if I'm going to get 01s again. But look what's happening here. It keeps on rejecting. Like, this is where I get nervous. I'm always going to remember that comment by Rich there in the chat saying, I'm selling winners too early, or something to that extent. Like, this is where Sean dumps the strong stocks. But you know what? It worked for me on Tesla. We're able to dump that and get out of the way and then reload a little bit of that. And right now, Tesla's $1.50 in the money on this reload position. So I'm going to take another piece out, or one piece out right now on that reload as it goes back up. I mean, I'm hoping that this can go. We've got Obi sitting in this thing right now. We've got NVIDIA on our mind. Here comes Tesla back up as NVIDIA now looking like it wants to be the one that fails back in. So I'm going to try to defend this 137 area. If we break below that, then we'll run away with our tail between our legs and just be like, hey, man, we should have stuck with the note. And that was go short on these names when they bump up. I feel like NVIDIA flipped the script on us and just took off. So trying to identify that potentially the long could be there. Good little rebound there. I'm glad to see what Tesla's doing for you, my guy. But there it is now, 250 in the money Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla, a bit of a bag hold for me a little bit there, but kind of piecing into it. I like those 402s, 403s as well. But that Apple is what I have eyes on mainly here. We're trading. We got up to 80s, so we did print up into the quarter there, into the final quarter above or underneath that 250. So yeah, I'm kind of watching this. It's consolidating quite well, holding its highs here at 249.5. So let's see if we can finally break that. But that market is catching a little bit of a pullback off of 21,700, and the ES just underneath 60,085 here on the ES. So yeah, it didn't really come in just yet, but that's what I'll be watching for. I know there's a lot of earnings names as well that people had on watch. Play, Dave & Buster's didn't really do much, so that one might be a little bit of a bust. Stitch Fix kind of pulled back in. Macy's as well, not really doing anything too crazy there. I'm not really watching any other, I guess, earnings names as of right now. I did have, I guess, Tesla, Apple, and Google on watch. I have Tesla and Apple on my main screen, but I guess Google was the big miss for me as it continues to go up. 181s. Oh boy, man.
No, 191s.
Sorry, 191s. Yeah, what am I saying?
Yeah.
That looks 180s yesterday.
All-time highs is 191.75. So on Google, that's coming in again. So there, a couple outs there. We got more out there of our Tesla at that 406 as it's dumping back in. Looks like we'll take a bath on this one, man. NVIDIA just fell right into our lap. So right now, we're looking to see if we can defend that 137. We're going to be in too early, man, on this one, and it looks like we will. Thank you, Randy, for that reload right there. As it looks like NVIDIA down at these lows, I'm trying to get out a little bit now to take out some pressure from this position. We're long at 80s, and we just took some out right there at 40s. So not great. A 40-cent hit there on NVIDIA, as potentially we're wrong on this. Like, we talked about going short on this name, and of course, I'm now stuck long. That's a little strange. Let's see if NVIDIA does want to hold this 137. But if it doesn't, it's the 50-period moving average, and we're gone immediately on that break. No point in being in that one. And there goes Google, by the way. Like, wow, what a miss, honestly. I sat there and I thought about this yesterday as I was watching that move on Google. And I said, oh my God, like, we have to get long this stock. It's broke above that 180 and it is just gonzo right there. And that's exactly what it's doing today, up another 4%. You know, how much money is in this move is huge. Like, the market cap on Google to go up that 10% in 2 days is monstrous. So Google, continuation move. Now brand new all-time highs. Took a while, but this is the name that we've really liked and supported from time, has been Google. So thankfully, that's starting to go back up. And look what's happening right now. We're flat now on NVIDIA. We said that our average price was $137.75. Well, there it is right now. We've been getting some out. We've been taking L's on the way up here for NVIDIA, but there it is coming back in right now. But we'll take some more out on the way up there for NVIDIA. Wow, that was a good hold down there at 137. The 50 period does hold, but look at this. Take it out as we go higher. Adara.
Much of a reaction to this as of right now, but be aware here, Citron Research releasing a note here on Rigetti, which is one of those quantum names here, RGTI. We are still up about 6% here, but basically Citron Research saying that buying Rigetti based on Google's quantum news is, quote, as misguided as believing every TikTok guitarist is the next Taylor Swift. So pretty scathing note here, basically saying that Rigetti is a hype play, and people are going to be basically losing money here. So that's an interesting note for RGTI, which now is starting to bleed a little bit. It's worth noting Citron Research's most recent short report before this, which was actually on MSTR, which they said they were actively short in, did send the stock down about $100. So be aware here of RGTI. Though they did, interestingly enough, did not say they were short. They're just saying they're a little bit noting there could be some issues here. RGTI, guys, back to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Was Neil saying things about Dave Rigetti yesterday, and you're like, what? Who's that?
No.
Okay, you mentioned that it's a pitcher for the Yankees. That's why. I just wasn't sure about that. If he had mentioned that yesterday, because if he was here today, he would have for sure. Okay, so yeah, look, I mean, we've sort of talked about the move there. We talked about the way the quantum's moving there with Google. Then we get that story coming back in. People talking about Palantir. Look at NVIDIA, first of all. I feel like we need to get out of more of this in the 80s if we're able to do that. It just touched out to 80 and then fell again, down 40 cents. So watch out for that play coming in. We do have a reloaded position right now, hopefully a decent one. We'll see. Right now, we are reloaded right now in Macy's. So we'll give this a little shot here and see about against that 1550 area. So we got out of a lot of this stock, and now we're reloaded. You can see what our average price is, 31s right now, or 32s on Macy's, as we just get that short ahead of 1550. Let's see if we can get a pullback into VWAP. I like that for a potential play right now. Flat on NVIDIA, up on Macy's, and basically Tesla. Flat on the day on Tesla, but that's position. Again, we don't have many shares, but I want to get more. So the Tesla story definitely not over. I know, obviously, Obi remains in that name as well. So you're rocking with the best of us right now.
A little bit more than 3 points. But
let's go quickly over to Adara.
Take a look here at the market, what we've done so far today. The SPY up about 2/3%, and the NASDAQ here up about 1 1/3%. Lots of these names in this NASDAQ at least started out pretty strong. We know Tesla had a nice push on the day, and Google still on watch with its quantum story from Monday. We did get some CPI data, all exactly in line here with expectations. Another story to watch here is going to be Bitcoin and crypto, of course. Bitcoin trying to breach that 100,000 level once again, and MSTR on watch with some speculation that it could be added to the NASDAQ 100 as of December 23rd. In terms of stocks on watch, we do have Rigetti up here. This one trying to hold on to 670 after a bit of a bearish note from Citron Research, but I wanted to pull up Broadcom as well, up a cool 5% this morning on reports from the information that it's working on Apple for an AI chip. Then we have GameStop, this one trying to break day's highs here, up about 7.5%. Missing on sales, but beating on GAAP earnings per share, announcing actually, apparently we had about $4.64 billion here in cash and equivalents. So great look there for GME, which also says they're not going to be doing any other sale offerings or stock offerings for the rest of the fiscal year. Then Macy's down about 9%, trying to recover here. This one did report an EPS and sales beat here with their delayed earnings report, which did have to do with $151 million being hit from some of their deliveries related costs. Then we also have the company having lower than expected EPS guidance for 2024, though they did raise their guidance for sales for the fiscal year. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Back to you guys.
I was just saying to Obi, like, why did I do that? Why did I go long on NVIDIA there? Like, we're able to get some out there, but at the end of the day, we'll go red on NVIDIA as it breaks a little bit lower. I don't know. I mean, we have that VWAP there. We probably went long a little bit too early right there as it tries to hold now the 50-period moving average. Average daily volume, probably okay on NVIDIA right now, but the move has just been down. We thought that we were getting higher there, up at that 138. It looks like that's a fail. VWAP right down there right now. What's up, Adair again?
Yeah, we just had some more breaking news on NVIDIA, so I did want to come back here. Sorry for the interruption. NVDA here up about 1 1/3% as of right now. We're seeing some reports that the U.S. Supreme Court did dismiss a case involving a securities fraud lawsuit that some shareholders of NVIDIA brought against the company. This lawsuit came up, I believe, in the summer. It was earlier this year, basically alleging that the way that NVIDIA, I guess, was using some of its funds they didn't like. So NVDA here, not much of a reaction as of yet, but that fraud lawsuit has been dismissed reportedly by the U.S. Supreme Court. Back to you guys.
So you think that would be bullish here for NVIDIA, but not so far bullish at all. So we'll have to wait to see if we get that little bit of a bump up. Good hold there on Tesla all the way back.
All the way back.
Yeah, that's you, man. Go for it.
I mean, it came back into VWAP here as of right now. So this is the first time in a little bit that we've started to trade or test back up into VWAP here. At the same time, the market's kind of pulling back off of that 21.7 again. We went for a retest. We went for a little bit of a retest, but that Apple is holding that 249 pretty well. A pretty stubborn hold of that 249 level as of right now. So I'm looking for that 250 to come in. Let's see. Haven't really seen any sort of size show up just yet on top of that 250. But yeah, let's see what shows up. I mean, if it's any sort of significant size, I definitely want to get involved with that one. Here we come into the 70s now, Sean. Are you looking at this 250 as well on Apple? Because I think maybe we wait for that 21.7 to break here on the Nasdaq before that 250 potentially comes in. But we're only trading about 20 pennies away.
Yeah,
250 as of right now. So.
No, I'm
be a little bit patient for this.
I'm too obsessed here with NVIDIA at the moment, and it's just we're making it back. Like it's kind of like what you were saying there. You just mentioned to me about holding Tesla like that far, and how that, you know, sometimes you got to believe in what you're doing, but then at the end of the day, you look back and it's like, oh God, like kind of got lucky that it had bounced back upside a little bit there. A
little bit disgusting.
Right. It's like I'm glad I held it, but like not glad with the process kind of thing. And that's part of trading, and we always got to go back and have a look at some of that, and why did we do that, and what were we thinking, and look, sometimes the gods will be with us, right, and our levels will hold, and other times they will not. And right now I'm just debating this on NVIDIA, so I'm going to give it right back into basically a break of VWAP. I mean, we kind of broke it there. I was waiting for a break of 70, which is right in between here, the 200 period. I just don't want to hold it into this. Like, I think if we take the 200, we get into here, which is like 136 and change. So, and that's why I'm trying to talk about right now, like getting out and sort of believing in the trade, but at the same time, taking some money back when you're right, even if you're just scalping this. Sure, NVIDIA could rip to the high side right now. That story there of losing, of having I guess an appeal will go their way, and then this stock going down still on that news, that doesn't seem right to me, especially as the Nasdaq breaks highs. And then we have stocks like Apple, and then obviously Tesla not performing well yet today, but still trying to hold that 407, 408 area. And then look at this Apple going. Look at Google going. This is new all-time highs right now for Apple. That's new all-time highs for Google's at one. Like this is what makes me so upset, because like, we should not be long NVIDIA when there's so many wicked names.
Why am I getting long Tesla
today?
You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
and like, look, man, I'm $4 in the money on Tesla. Like I'm not saying that this has not been a great trade today. We're going to get some out right there. There it is. We're getting some more out at VWAP. But at the end of the day, there's great trades, and then there's great trades. That was a good one down there. Messing around with Tesla here at the 200 was not very fruitful. And then now finally maybe we get an NVIDIA pop. I'm going to take advantage of this, get some more out here at 7 and at 8s, where we're long 30 cents in the money now on NVIDIA.
Yeah, this Apple's starting to do a little bit more volume here as we push into 249.90s now, Sean. So Apple is making some fresh highs on the day. High is actually 90, so these are the highs of the day on Apple as of right now. And yeah, you guys will see the size kind of show up here. Let's see if we got the filter ready to go. Yeah, the filter's already ready. So let's see who is showing up at that. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Some size right here, about 4,500 lots on 250 here. We're trading about 7 pennies away, so 4,500 lots I'm seeing lit on the book. Well, not lit just yet, but let's see if they get lit up there on the book there and maybe we can potentially take a bit of a trade through that. But yeah, no, if you had the idea to take inventory through that 250, oh boy, is it working out quite well for you as we're creeping up.
Oh boy, did you see Amazon?
250. I did see Amazon. Amazon is going crazy. 230s. Oh my God. Oh my God! I'm like, I could have longed every name except for Tesla.
Yep,
been fine.
How come me and you are sitting here trading the only names that we shouldn't be? It's like, are we hosting this show or what? Okay, so we did get an opportunity to get out of Macy's, and we did do that. We actually got Macy's pretty good down there. We shorted that top and then got out at the 200 period. So that was a quick little 20 cents or so, or 15 cents there. Now we're starting to break a little bit higher on Macy's. Let's put some more orders back on the downside because we, like I said, we sort of got obsessed there a little bit with our friend NVIDIA. So let's get some more Macy's love. Hopefully down at that 21, 22 area again for Macy's. Let's put something out up there. Or we don't have too many shares, but we'll put some offers there as well. All right. That's a good trade. Let's just check back in on Roblox. Roblox had that good story earlier on, approaching that $60 mark. Look at this name again. Nice little drop off into the 200 period there for Roblox as we continue to go again. Yeah, I'm watching, man. Tesla's starting to go now.
That's Meta. This is Meta.
That's
here.
Meta.
That's Meta. Meta goes from 620s to 630s. Market is wild.
So they're not
Come on, Tesla,
trading,
catch up. You can do it.
Yeah, they're not trading NVIDIA to the long side. That is for sure. And I feel like a moron.
Money is moving,
sitting
apparently.
here doing this. Apple, like if I just bought Apple anytime, you'd be fine. Apple's at Apple just touched 250, by the way, making that new high. So congratulations again, bang, 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 bang. We had 249.94, so didn't exactly come that close. Well, it came close, but didn't touch it. We'll wait to see what sort of size is there. I do have a break long on 250 just because, so we'll get executed into that trade if and when. But again, I like that trade. I think you got to take it just for momentum's sake. And if the market ever wakes up to NVIDIA, then this is going to be an absolute dinger. So I like this. Let's see what winds up happening. We also do have right now, thank you to people in the chat. What's up, Coffee Trader? Check out iBit over here, as right now Bitcoin is looking and knocking on heaven's door in and around that 100 grand again. So let's wait to see what's going on right now with iBit and NVIDIA, as NVIDIA goes higher. I keep watching the P&L here, man, and sometimes that's not a great thing. All right, so there goes iBit all day, right? All day off VWAP, all day off the 50 period moving average. And right now, looking to, we're not at intraday highs. We're not even where we were yesterday, but we're trying to get there, man, for iBit. So again, a drip down into VWAP would be a nice little opportunity there. Looks like crypto's about to break. I'd say the minute that breaks 100,000, as long as you have iBit up, you just go over there and spank it because that's probably the trade to go there on iBit. Nice little pullback here for Macy's. Nice run for you, by the way, on Tesla.
Yeah, this I'm watching Tesla as well, but we're trading 93s now on the ask there on Apple. So yeah, this thing is grinding. This thing is churning a decent amount of volume here. A lot of the block boys kind of partying here underneath this 250. Here it comes, 98s, 99s. Okay, here we go. Let's see, 4,000 lots. It's a decent chunk of change there, Sean.
Let's go.
Let's see if we can crack that right away. Or we take a little bit of a breather. Again, we are a little extended off of VWAP right here, so let's see if it'll give it to me. Yeah, let's wait and see if that 250 comes in. It's been grinding up so slowly above it. We're finally trading above 21.7 on the NASDAQ, so that's kind of what I was looking for that continuation, but we'll see if it comes in. What's up, Adara?
Yeah, let's go.
Nike, which is just very close here to making a new day's high. NKE up about 1%. Just seeing notes here that Nike and the NFL have signed a 10-year extension here for their contract starting in 2025. So it looks like Nike extending its NFL deal here till 2035 with a 10-year contract. Bit of a volume increase as we push to the upside for NKE, guys. Back to you.
Kaboom. All right. I don't know if Nike's into some Tesla right here, but it is really starting to go. So congratulations on that trade there, my guy. All right. So Tesla, we're $5 in the money as well, but we've already caught out of this. So we're waiting. My big trade of the day for me will be NVIDIA. We do have, if it goes, we do have Macy's right now. Macy's is going to actually be my P&L number one for now because we've got the reload and it just fell back in. We just took some 20s out again there on Macy's. So I told you guys, despite, what's been happening. We do have some decent positions on. And then here goes right now, although I'm still watching Tesla because, not because of you, obviously you're on this name right now and crushing.
Yeah, I'm watching it. Like
so I don't want to cover it too much, but we just got some more out there on the high side, 25s for NVIDIA. We said that this name was the one that we had to be careful with. I'm going to get some more out at 8s, put another offer there at 25 because, hey, look, man, it's just not going. So if we can get that, that would be a pretty nice trade for us, upside on NVIDIA. But other than that, man, we're still waiting for our Tesla to go, and we're still waiting for Macy's to fall off just a little bit. CAVA, I saw that in the chat. I actually meant to talk about this today. Kava, nice downside move, right? I mean, Kava's been moving around here a little bit over the last little while. I'm going to have to find out what was going on. I don't know if this was earnings and I missed it, but that drop off of 150, again, another hot IPO that's been giving it back. This reminds me sort of the Palantir story, where I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with it, just how heated up it's been. So Kava right there again, up today. Not really so much volume here, but a decent stock and a decent opportunity. All right, man, let's go. $5 on Tesla. NVIDIA's starting to get spicy meatball as well. Oh boy, Obi, what's up, eh?
Just wanted to give some context on Kava. So this drop on Monday, I was seeing on Benzinga here, apparently a director disclosed on Friday that they had sold some shares. I wasn't able to find anything on that, but it looks like that rumor has basically what drove the sell-off on Kava on Friday. Not a lot of volume today, about 635,000 shares traded so far, but it is worth noting the 9.3% short float for Kava. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content this busy Trading Wednesday. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Adara. Our mood is changing and it's getting better. All right, so NVIDIA right now, let's go, man. We're almost in a dollar club as that's making the move back to the upside. We're in the $6 club for Tesla. That's a good one. And then Obi just goes, man, what about the futures? And we're just like, yeah, we should just be trading those. Straight upside moves. The only red name that we talked about on here was NVIDIA, of course. And right now we're stuck long, which has been a good one up to that upside. We are basing out now on Macy's, I feel like, and it seems like it wants to for some strange reason there. Did they find that $150 million or what? But right now it is trying to battle back off of 50 period and off of VWAP and all that. So until we break below 15, I'm going to hold on to this. I do have another bid at 15.15, which is right where basically the 50 period moving average is. So if we get another 5 cents down, we'll take a piece out, another piece out VWAP, and then we'll try to hold about 75% down in case we do get that infamous break there. NVIDIA having a little bit of a problem, which doesn't mean that we don't get out. There's another piece out right there at 53s as we're starting to get upside now on NVIDIA. We first liked it through 138. Let's see if it can go. Let it breathe. Let's see how far NVIDIA can go to the upside right now. Your patience there to be admired on Tesla, and we're going to try to see if we can have the same thing right now on. First of all, Bitcoin is right there.
Bitcoin, yeah, I was just about to say. I did that for Bitcoin right there. Bitcoin is at 100,000, so we broke back above 100,000 right now, trading at $100,032. So yeah, this market
is it above on yours?
It's above on mine. I got the Coinbase, so now we just dipped back below 99,980. So yeah, don't forget. Bitcoin's pretty volatile, and it can have like a few points of a run around there. But we just did wash a little bit of that 100,000 mark there on Bitcoin. Tesla coming back up. Well, it's traded above VWAP as of right now. We came back up to a high of what is this 409.36s, and taking a little bit of a breather here. Apple pulled back off of those 90s, but we got down to 60s, bid right back up. So, oh boy, that one is still maybe still poised to go, still holding trend. You can see this market as well. Prior bar, 15-minute prior bar lows have not been broken on both the ES and the NASDAQ. So, pretty strong buying. I might take a guess at on both our futures here. But NVIDIA not really going, so we're not seeing that sentiment come in on a lot of these chips. But a chip that I'm seeing on my charts right here, which did experience a little bit of that strength, is ARM. ARM to the upside, getting a little bit of a flex on some of these other tickers here, as a lot of these other semiconductors are to the downside. AMD to the downside, NVIDIA sideways, Intel to the downside, SMCI flush down off of the open there. SMH, we talk about SMH recovering a decent chunk. It hasn't pulled back as much, so SMH is doing all right there. TSM a little bit sideways. I have Micron a little bit up on the day as well. So yeah, let's see. Again, we've been anticipating a few of these levels to come in. We're prepared for some of these levels to come in there, and that 250 is going to be interesting. But oh boy, that all-time high on Google, big, huge miss for me. Probably the biggest trade on the day that best missed opportunities. It's definitely going on that list because I had that opening drive continuation trade yesterday, and we V-shaped recovered and closed strong by the end of the day. I should be looking for a continuation. Whether or not it's going to be there, that's different. But do I have the execution playbook to look for that continuation? Yes, I do. So why am I not involved in something like Google, which has continued to do relative volume on the day today? We're talking about 3 to 5 times our vol on a Mag 7. Come on, that's ridiculous. That's huge. That's a lot of volume. Right? Even when these tickers do 2 times our vol, that's pretty significant as well. And we're doing over 6 times in the pre-market. Absolutely crazy, man. Let's see if 410s come back here on Tesla, and let's see if we break through some of those highs. Maybe we did accumulate some of that buying pressure we need to get through those all-time highs. 412 halves is the day high. We're trading 409 halves on the ask right now on Tesla. So let's see if we can get it done. No regrets, but definitely some reflection to be had on some of those missed trades off of the opens, because I think getting long and forcing the long on Tesla was definitely not it on my part. But you know what?
I'm going long Bitcoin.
Going long Bitcoin, yeah, through the 100,000, yeah, it's back up through 100,000, so it's holding up quite well as of right now. Apple maybe a little bit of a pullback. We are pulling back on both the ES and the NASDAQ as of right now. Let's see if we can print some 210s here on Tesla as we trade back up into 409.80s. 409.80s, okay, yeah, you guys can see the tape right here as well. We're printing some decent greens. Prior bars have been holding quite well all the way back up to the opening range highs there. If we do a full-on V-shaped breakout, oh boy,
there goes
that can be pretty juicy, but we'll see if that comes in. Market's taking a little bit of a pullback right here, and I see that you just got long on the IBIT.
Yeah, we took out the top there of IBIT, but if you want to trade like us or trade with similar methods to us, you may need some more capital. So Trade the Pool allows stock traders like you to get evaluated and trade real shares using the company's capital with no PDT rule holding you back. Trade the Pool has just launched a limited edition program. For a one-time fee of just $300, you'll receive $80,000 in buying power and the chance to become a funded trader. Hit a profit target of just 4%, and you'll start trading with the company's capital. Get funded 4%. I mean, just you can buy some IBIT there. And then get the company's capital. Get funded faster and easier with new condition designed for success. And the best part is the profit split has been upgraded to a generous 70%. So you keep more of what you earn. Don't wait. Check it out now and see how Trade the Pool can help you trade bigger and better. Scan that QR code on your screen today or check the link in description and go support Trade the Pool. Okay, it is now time for a recap of small caps with Adara.
That it is, Sean. We're going to take a look here at the IWM. It's up about 0.5% right now. We had a nice kind of start here to the day, then we trickle off a little bit pre-market. As of right now, though, we are holding nice support here just below 238. Also, before we get to the small caps, I wanted to touch on what Obi was mentioning there with regards to strengthening some of these mega caps with Arval. I was just seeing a stat here from Bespoke that Google, GOOGL, is actually set to have, if it continues the strength today, its first 2-day streak where it's up more than 10% since November 2022. The other most recent time that happened was July 2015, so pretty historical move here for GOOGL in that quantum news. Let's start here with LEDAR Tech. LDTC, this one's been pretty strong recently. No new catalyst from today, but last week here it did announce a strategic collaboration with Texas Instruments here with regards to a software license agreement. Next up, we have CADL. This is Candel Therapeutics announcing that they achieved their primary endpoint here in a phase 3 prostate cancer trial. So good look here for CADL. And last but not least, we do have ZONE. This one trades, on the Amex, up about 50% today. No catalyst I could find for Clean Core Technologies, but it has run in the past. It had a bit of a run yesterday as well. And it does have a float here of about 2.38 million shares. A pretty small float here for ZONE. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much.
All right. I mean, there's lots happening since we had last left you, of course. All right, including, Apple pulling back a little bit here, as is Google just a little bit. But, you know, as we're looking at Tesla. We did get into iBit, so I am trying to get some orders out right now on this name. Just fumbling a little bit here with that. All right, so 57, there it is. So we get some out of 57.20. I was looking over at NVIDIA because it's about to break, and I am almost out of it. Like if we just try to reload rate down here, so our average price now is 72. I'm gonna start to maybe take something out here in the 60s if I can, but let's just see how high this name can go if it does retrace. But we're breaking 50, we're out. So there it is, we're almost out and we're out. So there it goes, man. We'll slap a fail on Google. It's not gonna be the most, the best stock for us there today, but it's also not horrible. So let's wait to see, on NVIDIA, just breaks through 136.50 there. To me, we're below everything and the market's trying to turn around. This stock is probably a short off 137 right now, to be honest with you. I wonder if we try to make that back on that short right there. Bitcoin though, man, I mean, we nail this one, by the way. We're in this, and we're in this with shares. So this is going to be a good trade there. We just talked about getting 4% today with that trade the pool contest. Look at Bitcoin starting to go right now, making it sing. So nice little move there for BTC back through some of those levels again. So there it goes, man. iBit, new highs. Right before we went at 10:20 there, we said we're taking this out on iBit, and there it goes, 100,000 right there, right now on iBit.
Great trade
on Google, on Bitcoin. Thanks.
Yeah, no. As the market, the Nasdaq and ES pulls back, Bitcoin continues to rip up there on the day there. What was the high print on Apple? Could you want to take a guess?
So I looked at it was 94. Remember?
99s.
99s. It went to
249.99. It went to. So to the penny, it clips that 250. And then pulls right back in. All right, you're not ready for it just yet, but I'll be waiting.
It's ready.
But while we wait, let's go see what Adira has to say.
I actually have some stuff on Apple. Speaking of that $249.99, so pretty good timing there. Basically, we have, in case you missed it, they did announce that they've actually launched that integrated ChatGPT feature this morning. Also launching, though, iOS 18.2, iPadOS 18.2, and their new Mac OS Sequoia 15.2. Basically, these features include their Genmoji, so generative AI emojis, it looks like, visual intelligence, and of course, their ChatGPT integration, as previously mentioned. There's also going to be some privacy-focused AI enhancements, and there's going to be expanded compatibility for some of these newer features or their newer products. So iPhone 16, iPads, and M1 chips here for the Macs are going to have extended compatibility. The other reason I wanted to bring this up is because another name that's been pretty strong this morning is ARM, up about 3.25% here, near days highs. We know Broadcom ran here on a catalyst from the information, basically saying that Apple is in talks with Broadcom for their AI chips. Now we actually have ARM also to the upside. In case you did not know, Apple's A-series phone processors are actually based on ARM architecture. So this ARM moves looks like a sympathy play for AAPL, guys. Back to you.
Let's go, Obi. I mean, great trade there on Obi. Buy Obi. As we continue to go higher there on Tesla, let's go, right? I mean, what else do we want? We got another piece out there at 410. Obi has more shares than me, which is why I'm saying let's go, Obi. So I got some out there at 410.50 right there. So great trade for anybody. Great trade for Obi. Great hold. What are you thinking now, Obi? As it looks like we just had a nice little move there on a little bit of an increased buy candle there.
Yeah, that was some euphoric.
Any thoughts? Did you tap out of a little bit there?
I mean, I definitely sold a little bit there because we had a euphoric push all the way up. We broke some prior highs there. We broke a little bit of the 3-minute opening range high as well. I don't know about I don't know where the 5 minutes sitting at there, but that action right here, the hold of 409s and the push back through that 410 came in real euphoric. And I was like, oh boy, are we going to wick? Are we going to do anything crazy? But the pullback is sustained, and we're bidding gradually slightly back up above this high as well. So I'm like, all right, boys, maybe we're poised for that high a day there at that 412s. We're trading 410s as of right now. If that 412.50 gets taken out, we had some aggressive selling coming off of the open. So any and every short that's been holding this name all the way from 410s, 411s, 412s high a day, all the way down to 402s and hasn't covered a decent chunk, might be getting slightly sweaty, and we're seeing some of that panic come in on the tape through some of these high breaks. Here comes 411s with 200 lots blast straight through those 411s. Can we see 412s coming in right here? Bit of a reserve there on the 30s. That reserve gets taken out. Oh boy, it's a party here on Tesla as of right now. Printing only about a point away from day highs, Sean. So I'm looking for a push right into those all-time highs there. I have 414s-ish, but 414s, 416s, a couple of points here and there. Let's see if we can get to 420.69 today.
I mean, amazing. Let's.
I was saying
420.69.
I was saying that Elon should probably pull up a sell order at a sell wall at 420.69 and kind of keep that at the top a little bit there.
I don't think he wants to keep anything at the top, but I think that might maybe he'll sell. Maybe make a couple more Billy on that one. Great trade over there. All right, so Google fell in, so we're gonna try to build a. Oops, that's still Tesla. I was still looking over there. As we're trying to build a little bit of a position on it. Again, like I was thinking about how low can we get if we're gonna be wrong on this name again. The market trying to pull back. This could be a trade where maybe we look at the market instead, but I'm gonna go over to a strong name. We're long at 192.18s right now on Google, so it's 20 cents out. Yeah, that little drop area, I didn't want to give this too much room, so I was going to stop out of this on a breakthrough, basically 75, which is coming in right now. The market's falling. It looks like Tesla might be one of the only ones that's trying to go.
Yep.
IBIT remains strong, so Bitcoin, we just got a great fill on that, but I've switched over the game and tried to go over to some things that I thought would be relatively strong, and maybe I'm just not giving it enough room to breathe here. Let me give this, we don't have that many shares. Let me give Google a little bit more room here. I was sort of looking again at the 50-period moving average, so we broke that, so that's why I didn't want to give it that much. But I can see right here 191. I mean, maybe even here 190.50. Like, I feel like we got to give a little bit more room to some of these names right now. So we'll do that with Google. Let's buy a little bit more down here. We are obviously slightly out of the money now, down 40 cents. So we'll wait to see if this one can get going. Try to buy a little bit more. So there we go. We'll buy a little bit more down there at 65 and then see if it can get going. But yeah, TSLA, man, just fell off as well there a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
We got one of our pieces out right there, 410.50 does make that move to 412, and then of course that 420.69 ominous marker that we're looking for there. But okay, yeah, key level,
key psychological level.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's for sure. And then, no, but I mean, honestly, it probably stops around 420.
We'll see. I have no idea.
If you can pick up to the penny for Google or for Tesla, then good for you. Google right now starting to rip. Here we go. First. This is what we're doing. This is why we're here. Obi.
Yo.
Come on,
Let's go.
No, but it's just because, you know why?
Why is that?
This is a strong name, so on a pullback it goes up. It's that same stupidness of what I was saying about why were we going long on NVIDIA when it's been a weak name recently. So obviously as the market pulls, this pulls, right? And so Google, market just pops up a little bit, and all of a sudden, man, we have like a 50-cent winner. So, all right, what's up, Adara?
Take a look at crypto so far today. There is a catalyst here involving MSCR. I mentioned this yesterday, but it's also on watch today as well. There has been some whispers here that MSCR could be added to the NASDAQ effective December 23rd with the announcement coming here on Friday, December 13th. This is courtesy of Eric Balkunas on X. Eric Balkunas is working for Bloomberg Intelligence, specifically as an analyst mostly involved in ETFs or exchange-traded funds, basically sharing, and again, this is just an expectation from Bloomberg Intelligence. This is in no way proven yet, but MSCR is expected to be added to the NASDAQ, as is Palantir. They're also expecting Axon, here AXON, to be added, and SMCI and mRNA to be removed here from the NASDAQ 100. But again, nothing is set in stone here. This is just expectations from some analysts coming through at Bloomberg. This got a lot of traction yesterday. MSCR was also on watch yesterday as its CEO, Michael Saylor, delivered basically a pre-recorded presentation for the Microsoft shareholder meeting, urging the shareholders to vote in favor of considering a Bitcoin investment, though that proposal did not go through. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, which is looking great here, holding some nice support around that 96,000 level. On a wick basis, at least that 94.5 was great. That was our low of day on both Monday and Tuesday. Then we bounce here. The area we need to take out to make a higher high here on the daily chart is going to be that 101.3 level that we formed here on Monday and Sunday. So let's see what we can do here. We're just about 1,000 points away from that level right now, hanging out around 101.4s. Ethereum, also a great look, reclaiming 3,800. Its low of day yesterday was around 3,500. So that's a great move for ETH. XRP looking great here as well, up about 15%. Solana up 7%. Dogecoin up 6%. Cardano up 11.5%. Shiba Inu up 10%. So lots of large, steady moves to the upside in the crypto space, guys. Back to you.
All right. I almost
have a question.
Yo,
how's it going?
what's happening?
I want to know if you know about the subscriber animation.
I do not know about the subscriber animation.
Are you subscribed on YouTube right now?
Am I?
Yeah.
Let me have a double check here. So I think everybody should hit the like and the subscribe right now. So you want to hit the subscribe.
Hit
right,
unsubscribe?
Hit unsubscribe?
Yeah. You?
None?
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe, yeah, there it is. Okay, unsubscribe.
Now hit subscribe. Look at that.
Ooh, look at those
Only
sparkles.
the best traders get that.
Those sparkles with the red.
I'm doing that again. So, oh,
Yeah.
I like that. A little sparkle.
So how much do we pay you exactly? Not enough. Good one right there. Thanks for that one. Give me one stock that you're looking at. Yeah, just one. And one random name.
And BTC, that's the only thing I'm paying
okay,
attention
I would have
to.
surprised these young guys. All like crypto right now. And I know, are you still all about Doge over there? You about Doge too? No?
I'm all about Doge. What do you mean? We've been, yeah, just like real money. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, yeah.
People are like, you know, it has an infinite supply. Cool, nice. That's a great idea. So was fiat. Fiat's been doing all right.
The only thing is fiat, and I agree with you. I just think that, you know what was interesting to me?
Here comes 411 spot.
I know. It's like Google's, I almost thought there was.
I sold too much on the 410s. And I'm like, oh boy.
Palantir's going green right now. Are you kidding me? Okay, yes, there goes Palantir. Beautiful bounce off 68 bucks as well. No, what I was saying about Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, all these coins that do seem to have no real world use was the fact that you can link to the that cash card.
Yeah, I told you about the crypto card, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So the crypto card is like you can have whatever crypto you want.
To me, that's a win right
and then it'll automatically, you just tap and it'll do everything that needs to be done
Isn't
for
that
you.
exactly what we want crypto to accomplish?
Yeah, it's already there. It's already there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so
I don't
sure,
understand why people, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to give props to that there because although I do believe that real world uses obviously need to happen in this space, BTC has a bigger purpose, I feel like, as everyone focuses on that, as potentially against fiat, right? Like we're using Doge maybe as fiat, but Bitcoin is a play against the unlimited money supply, right? Which continues to go on. I want to give a big shout out right there and a big thank you as we drop down some money to my guy Vassal right here. Numerous times I've seen some super chats from him. So Vassal, if everybody just comes over, show the screen right now. We can share this love. Thank you so much, Vassal. Happy holidays. I want to say thank you for all your hard work and all that she have learned as well. Quite a lot. So thank you, Vassal, for continuously to watch us. Although I feel like, you know, so this is a show. Obi and I, Neil and I, we have a great time on this show. But honestly, the real learning that I do is from the midday. And coming up today, we're going to have, again, man, we have the professor. We've got Joey Options. They're ready to rock and roll. They're taking over in just 25 minutes. This guy's losing his mind over here about crypto as that continues to go higher. And we're losing our mind right now not over Palantir, but over Google right now. Oh my, how easy is this game? First of all, very hard, but it is very, very easy when you play the trend. And right now, we go, trend is your friend. We're $7 in the money on Tesla. We're 60 cents in the money on Google right now, off buying the dips. And all I did was look myself in the mirror. I don't see any mirrors around here, but this is what I did. Yep. And I just looked at my hand,
This is a mirror over there, but.
Mirror on the wall?
The getting ready.
And it was just like, let's just play the trend.
Yeah.
Let's play strong stocks. Let's stop doing the stupidness that we had done with NVIDIA, because we had written down here NVIDIA short, and then I've lost the most on that today going long. So it's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm absolutely disgusted with my trading today. I think
that's not true.
Yeah, no,
you might be disgusted.
I got lucky, but I didn't. This is not the luck that I want.
Right.
Long term, long term, I'm getting blasted if I continue to trade like this. That's the realization. I'm like, it's funny. I'm just like, what price did I like on Tesla?
Right.
The answer is yes. The answer was yes. If I was asked, what price do you like on Tesla? If you look at my fills, if you look at my entries right here on the chart, I'm like, yeah, I liked 410s, I liked 411s, I liked 409s, I liked 407s, I liked 406s. I also liked that bounce at 403s. I like that a little bit more. To be honest, I took a little bit more here than I did all of these ones, but maybe that's the one I wait for and then take it. And what's funny enough, Sean, look at this. I have an alert here. I haven't put any alerts on my chart. So Tesla bounces off of that, which gives me confidence. And you know what that line is? That is prior trend high.
Right.
And that was a level that we rejected off of a couple
We know
days
those
ago
levels
as well.
are good, right?
I mean, I don't know if they're good, but if I see it respecting, then maybe I should put risk on. Is how I'm.
Are
how
we
I'm
going
starting to view
longer
these.
on Tesla? Or
I
not?
want to get longer, but this bid up has been so crazy. I'm like, I was looking for maybe to add more on top of this VWAP, but because I made all of these disgusting decision-making points here, buying all the way down 10 points and then holding it for another 10 points up on that wash, I'm like, yeah, I expect this to wash aggressively. If we are going to push highs is the idea, but execution-wise, this could drop down 10, 15 points before it comes right back in. And if your idea is correct, the market tailwind is definitely on our side with this aggressive bid up. Bitcoin is pushing to the upside. Here comes 250 on Apple, so got to watch out for that one. I know I have my order in on that one there.
Me too.
249.80s trading right now, so we did pull back into 249 halves. But yeah, no, not the best decision making on my part. Regardless of green or red, my process and positioning, decision making is 100% red for the morning session there. As of right now, I definitely have to clean that up there. But even then, if I like every price, this type of execution does not make sense if I do not have the most over here and on the right side of the V. So, you know, something definitely a learning point for me. Kind of buying into the abyss.
Oh God.
Because I like the trade, but at the end of the day, the trade could be there. You have to actually effectively trade the trade with proper executions. And this is a perfect example of how not to trade Tesla on the day here. Again, okay. So ideally, let's talk about this. Ideally, how do I trade this a little bit better? Pre-market session, you drop below pre-market lows here, get out. That's fine. Get back in on this. It pops up to 412s. And it wicks this pre-market high as well, drops back in. Maybe you want to get out back through that 410 because we know 410 is an interesting level. Off the opening range, you get long here. It drops below the opening range. Maybe I should be getting out here. Consolidation underneath VWAP. Sellers are clearly holding it below VWAP. Maybe get out there if you're still looking long. And then look for that puke, look for that flush. And I'm like, oh boy, Tesla is puking, Tesla is flushing. I have no idea when it's gonna pick right back up, but it picks up off of those 402s and change, and I like it good enough that I'm willing to buy all the way down here once again. So it's like, all right, if I stop out of every one of these, sure, I'm taking paper cuts along the way, but I finally have a decent chunk and have the ability and the mental capacity, the mental capital to make decisions on the right side of the V, buying it up as we rip right back through that VWAP, hold VWAP, push into those 410s poised for this day high at 412.
Here comes Apple, by the way.
Right now, here comes Apple. Oh boy, all right.
Apple's an oh boy level right now. Apple's at 250.
I gotta watch
yeah, there it
this.
is. Thank you, Ramin. So right now, here comes Apple. Oh boy.
Oh, they're taking them out.
Oh boy. All right, here.
Did we take some of that ask out?
Are you slapping that ask? Because right now it is starting to go. No, I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing. As soon as it breaks, I'm slapping into it.
Ask.
I mean, what do you want to call it?
I mean, I got an order ready to slap that
like,
ask.
this is not like Akon or
what do you
Snoop
mean?
Dogg over here or anything like that.
Yeah.
No.
We've been saying we should slap ourselves, but like, here's the thing.
We're not going to small cap recap now.
Oh, here we go.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Nice little break right there for that. Let's see if we,
sure.
Okay, so we slapped that ask, and right now it is starting to go back up to the upside. Ask been slapped.
It's holding.
All right, so nice move. We are starting to get a little bit out right now on that high side play. We only got 07s. Our best outs there, I think, was 18s. I'm waiting to get out some more there. There it is. So now we're starting to get upside right now on Apple. Let's go, man. I mean, this is going to be hopefully a trade right now. So 250 long break on Apple, getting some more out here. Again, we've seen the breaks happen. We saw that initial break happen on Tesla, then the fade, then the pop. Same thing on NVIDIA. Basically, the drop, then the pop. So let's see what winds up happening with Apple. We are out of a little bit, and there it is immediately. There's the fail right there immediately. You see it can go up. I don't know if it's failing, but it can go up 20 cents and be a problem. But then when it drops, it just drops 20 cents as if there was no bid at all.
Yeah.
So right now, they're starting to capture a little bit of profits there on Apple. It's a good thing we got a little bit out on that one. We'll discuss Apple because right now we're getting it in our ear that we have to go talk about small cap recap, which Apple, of course, leading all small caps today.
It's actually not small cap recap. It is going to be sector watch, but we can talk about Apple for sure, which is with NVIDIA here leading the electronic technology sector. Don't forget about Broadcom. We have actually also catalysts for all three of these names. Broadcom and Apple tied together here, with Apple earlier today announcing that they've launched their ChatGPT integration, and also Broadcom and Apple reportedly, according to the information, working on that AI chip. Then NVIDIA here, we have news that the Supreme Court dismissed that shareholder suit alleging fraud. So that's been dismissed. Now let's talk about technology services, which is also looking great here. CRM and Netflix sharply to the upside. We have Oracle doing nicely on day 2 earnings. Meta, Microsoft, and Google all sharply green. And Google is also worth discussing here beyond the quantum news, because they actually announced that they've launched their Gemini 2.0. So another AI-related catalyst in addition to that quantum look for GOOGL. Then we have the retail trade sector, Amazon, another Make 7 name leading this group to the upside. Tesla looking like one of the rare positive and strong segments here in this consumer durable sector. Weakness here, we have transportation. Uber leading the group to the downside. As Sean mentioned, this ticker was on watch yesterday, or as of yesterday after the close, when GM announced they're going to be restructuring its cruise segment to basically cut the robo-taxi development. Then we have health services. In this sector, I really want to discuss UNH is down another 5% today. This sector, all of the major names in this sector have taken roughly 6% hits since last Wednesday, when United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was fatally shot. And we have some analysts speculating that that has to do with the fact that this shooting has renewed some conversations over the ethics and morality of what these insurance names do. So that sector, we'll have to see if that sell-off continues. Weakness in health technology and finance as well, guys. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Adara, for that non-small cap recap and a great sector recap. Sector watch. Okay, so you and I were just talking about this, Obi, of course, and that was the fail break of Apple. And it does fail there at 250. I was very, very patient on that reload, giving it down to 249.50s. So we're long into that one. If it breaks view up, we're gone. This would suck, man. Again, because I thought we were being smarter here by trading longer names and stronger names. And of course, Google has also faded back out a little bit. We've gotten out of Google. So for us on Google right now, we're able to do really good up there at 193. Let's take advantage of this move and maybe get something out before the whole market seems to fall down. So there it is. We'll take another out at 15s. And this is just a small one for us right now. We are taking out 40 cents right here on Google as we wait to see if Apple has, sort of the oomph to get back into that area, right? And the area of concern for me is right in around here. We need to get back above the 50-period moving average. So a little bit of a pop-up would be nice now into this. Okay, there it is. Putting us flat right now on the trade, back into the 80s here for Google. So we are for Apple, sorry. So we'll start to get a little bit more out, waiting for a bump into, again, the 90s and then back through 250. But yeah, we've seen the market fall back in a couple times there, not necessarily today, but off of false breaks. So we're going to be very, very cautious here of what we're doing with Apple. But so far, so good on the reload. And, sometimes when you get that initial break, the reload just seems to be just a little bit better. So there it is on the fall back in. We are now up and green today on Apple.
Yeah, no. Here's the funny thing about that Apple, man.
And
I see that you loaded up some more up there. We continue to hold 249 halves. We continue to hold 249 halves.
Yep.
We continue watching that one right after we get back from Adara.
This part of the show is brought to you by Firefly Neuroscience. Firefly Neuroscience is revolutionizing brain health with cutting-edge brain network analytics, powered by the world's most comprehensive EEG database. This technology provides precise insights for treating cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, as well as traumatic brain injuries like concussions. With FDA 510K clearance and CE mark approval, Firefly is paving the way for a future where brain health is clear, accessible, and personalized. Back to you.
Go now.
Now we're going.
Go out.
So is Tesla. After I got out of everything on that.
You're out of everything?
I got out of everything.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Nice. Beautiful trade, man.
Nice. You're still in
Pops
it?
it up.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're still in it, but it doesn't matter. We're just rebuilding our other positions, man. Google right now. Okay, Google. I see you.
Wow.
I see you. Google's like my dog. It's like I get home and it's like attacks me immediately. Then you leave it for a second. Then you call her name and she's attacking you again. So it's like Google there. We left it alone for a little bit. We talk about it and just ripping back up to the upside. But you know what, man? It's this Apple, it just got going again. We were able to get out some more and be positive on it. But if this thing breaks,
we just Bro,
go
look
ahead.
at Tesla, man. Oh my God.
Ride the wave.
212s.
I'm trying to, Dewey. I'm trying to. What stock are you talking about?
212s on Tesla.
Oh, 212s on Tesla. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
412s.
412s. Yeah, 212s. I'm buying that. Nice little move up there on Tesla as we continue to go higher, man. We're $9. How do we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the money there on that one, but doesn't really matter. All right, so we're still, I'm more concerned right now with Apple as we have an unlimited amount of shares here compared to what we do on Tesla. So let's go, man. Let's go, Apple. Start making yourself work. Get above that 250. The iOS is fantastic. You have the smartest AI ever. I'm just talking nicely to it. You are the best phone. Your iPads are so good. Those AirPods are absolutely unbelievable. This all might be true, but as we sweet talk it a little bit, let's go back there up to the upside. We'll get out a little bit more if we can, but I'm going to try to let this thing go up through 250. So out a little bit here, more in the mid 80s. I'm just offered 86s there. Hopefully we can get that fill, but if not, man, let's try to be patient and do as they say in the chat. Ride the wave. It's been a good wave on iBit, but we just bounced off 57 again. So we're gonna have to, watch out a little bit for that one. Tesla going, iBit going, Google. Like I'm just long everything right now. Tesla, the only loser today is gonna be NVIDIA, by the way. And well, Uber early, but this was because we tried to think of NVIDIA as potentially bottoming there. So it bottoms there and we're like, okay, it's gonna go take out the top. That was a short, man. We had talked about why we like this name as a short. It looks like the short was right. So we'll sort of slap ourselves on the wrist there and make sure that we do better next time because we should have stuck with the plan there. And instead, you know what, man? We went over to strong names like a Google up 4%. Banger on that winner. Google and Apple, another one trying to be strong again here today. So we like the stock. We're now in the money 35 cents on Apple, waiting to get a little bit more out up here.
Yeah, you know what? I think the thing is, like, I don't want to look away from Apple as of right now, but there are a couple names that are starting to slow down here. Tesla. Well, as of right now, Tesla false broke day highs at 412 50s, but we're still trading at 412s, 411.70s as of right now. So I'm looking for that. If we actually did false break, do we come back into VWAP is what I'm asking right now. And I don't think I want to revert it right away. If it gave us a more of an aggressive wiki action, that would have been a little nicer, but we're consolidating above this 21,700 on the NASDAQ. So I like that for potential continuation. And again, I can't forget, I only wanted the long. I wanted the long so bad that I was willing to buy almost every price in the first 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, well, maybe, I don't know. Time-based trading is a little, is something that I'm exploring, let's say. But Tesla, 412s, 250s still kind of struggling to break back through on this Apple. So you know what I did? I put up an alert just above that 250 just to kind of, I'll be like, all right, we can look away from this name. Look at a few other names right now. Amazon is pretty strong as well. You can see Amazon right here. I'll pull it up. Amazon, so Amazon pretty strong along with the rest of the market, right? So the question becomes when and if this market starts to turn a little bit, what do I want to get involved in? Because we have been experiencing quite an aggressive bid right off of the open, and yeah, off of CPI, right? This bid came in off of CPI, and yeah, so here comes that 250 once again,
yes,
250.07. There's my alert. There we go. Hello. That's why I put in those alerts to be like, all right, well, let's take a look back at that ticker. We're trading above that 250 again. So shout out Sean for holding on to that position and holding it for that hold of 249 halves for a bid right back up. And here comes 412 50s, 413s coming in, all-time highs poised on Tesla. Oh my God, Sean, I got to do so much better.
Hey, look, man.
What am I doing?
We're in the building.
What am I doing?
Okay, we're in the building. We got Tesla, we've got Apple, we've got Google, we've got iBit. Look what we're trading today: Apple, Google, Bitcoin, Tesla, NVIDIA, Uber, and they're entertained.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys look at this: 2.3K. We're holding, man. We're at 9,000. We're at 7,000 right now. If you haven't hit the like button, please do that, man. Let's see if we can get to 2.5. That'd be pretty good, right? 2.5. See if we can do that. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. And don't do it for us. Do it for Adara. Let's go over to the desk.
Thank you for that transition, Sean. We're going to take a look at Money Talks really quickly, though. There is this name moving a little bit here, CVGW, down about 3.8% here with the JCAP short report. Volume on this, not great, though. About 60,000 shares traded on the day, but just in case that picks up, I wanted to let everyone know here about CVGW. GW. There's also SFIX Stitch Fix up about 41%, currently halted. I just saw a volatility spike on that one on the side here, so be aware of SFIX. But we also have to be aware of the US dollar, which is actually now in a 4-day winning streak, taking out the previous resistance here of 106.1. Good look here for that DXY. And let's talk also about the CPI prints from this morning, because they all came in exactly in line with expectations. CPI 2.7% year over year. CPI month over month here 0.3%. Core CPI year over year 3.3%. Core CPI month over month 0.3%. All of those numbers, as we said earlier, exactly in line with estimates. Though we do still have here this number to be aware of coming forward, and that's going to be the PPI print tomorrow. We are expecting slight increases. It looks like here on a year-over-year basis for the PPI, we're estimating 2.6% versus the previous print of 2.4%. For the core PPI year-over-year, we're estimating 3.2%, up from the previous print of 3.1%. And month-over-month PPI, interestingly enough, is actually expected to drop 0.2% versus the previous print of 0.3%. I also want to take a look here at the CAD to the USD. Actually, up on the day here, we did hear there was a rate cut for Canada. They did say the Bank of Canada said they're expecting their growth rate to slow a little bit in Q4. So we'll have to wait and see here. But we also have to wait and see until we get that FOMC decision, which is going to be just about a week from now to the date. We're going to get the next, word here from the Fed on December 18th at 2 p.m. We are expecting here 96.4% of participants now expecting here a rate cut of 25 basis points versus 3.6% of participants expecting no change. This has actually risen quite a bit. Exactly 1 month ago, on November 11th, only 65.3% of participants were expecting that cut. So it looks like the cut is widely factored in. Let's see if that's what we actually get just about 1 week from now on December 18th. Make sure you like and subscribe. Back to the guys.
Yeah, interest rate cuts come in. That was a nice little 50-point move there for Canada. So that's nice to see, of course, as will, similar economies, but different, of course, all together there. As I saw, Trump said something again to Trudeau about being a governor or something like that. It's just hilarious. That's going to be really funny how that all winds up going there. All right, so Google topped out there 193 again. We were able to get some more out as it just came back up to that area again. So we'll keep on doing that as it bounces around. The market's pulling back, so we have to be very, very careful with some stuff here, because the market's trying to get back in. This is what the NASDAQ looks like, so it is fading off of 21,750 basically. We'll chart out to see if that's a bigger level, but right now it is a little bit of a pullback. So we've talked about it, the bigger winner there in Tesla. I'm going to try to see if we can't hold on basically all day for this one. Just back up to the upside. We want to stay strong on this because I don't want to get out now after dropping $2 when the markets come in like this. We could probably hold out at least for VWAP down here. I said all day, but honestly, if we break below VWAP and maybe even this level there, 406, I mean, that sucks to give that back for sure. We're trying to go oppo on that with our plan here for Apple, and that is that let's not hold and wait for it to drip down in. If this doesn't want to take out 250, fine, so be it. There's 250 right there. We averaged this back in on this dip down and then just got it pretty much all out right there. So we don't have any issues at all here with Apple. Apple's going to be a big stock. That was the first break. There's not a reload, but we averaged into it right there and then up to 250 again. So now we're comfortable enough. We have about, actually, I know how much we have. We have about 35% left of this position, and it's going to be a good one. So I'm going to hold on now for another 250 break. iBit still doing its own thing again here. We'll see if this wants to do anything. Looks like it may want to break lower now. We are still long this name at 57 on that 100K break. So yeah, I like it. It's just a matter of it has to come in again for us. So we'll wait to see if that does happen for iBit. I think it would be a reload down there near 57, but now the fact that we're over the 50-period moving average, I don't really want to see that break. So that's a play for me moving forward. Palantir, we talked about that going green, and it just kind of hovering around there. $70, pretty much too key of a level for me to look at right now. Let's let Palantir settle down. I'd rather it calm down, because if this market fades, this name is already red, and we saw a big quadrunk there, $5 to the downside almost immediately off the open. I would not choose long on this name. If there's any names to be long on today, Google's now $1 in the money. That continues to be working despite the market coming down. iBit and Apple, those are the two names for me there. We can have a quick look at AMD. That's something that we haven't covered too much on. What? I didn't realize this was 126.
Dude, did you see the fade that we had a couple days ago on AMD? Like,
I mean, I was looking at it off that 150, but 126.
Like, you had the daily right there. Look, a couple days ago, through that 140, through the 135.
Right
Look
here.
at that aggressive selling. Just 3 days
now
ago.
you're coming up to a level, So right into here is what Obi's talking about. You gap lower right there. We've always been, I mean, I can show you sticky notes that we talked about this. The minute this was above 150, we wanted longs. Then the minute this was below 150, we wanted shorts. But you are getting into an area. For me, I'd almost rather trade. I'm already to the brim. There's another saying there, filled up to the top on NVIDIA, I believe. I don't know if I want any more at these levels. But I was going to say, if you're looking for the broader sector, you have Broadcom coming to report tomorrow night. That could be something. And then right into here, into 240 for SMH at the 200 period moving average. So in something that's been pretty sideways now for 6 months, the semis, this is not a bad opportunity here at the 200 period moving average. Oh boy, here we go, man. Apple right back up, Google up.
Washing 250.
Yeah, so you tell me what you think about that.
I think that we let it wash.
Yeah.
Let it consolidate, and then take a break of that consolidation, either up or down. We're already trending to the upside. I like it. I mean, we're in a bit of a range trend to the upside right here, right? If you can look at my Apple chart right here. So we held 49s, we held 49.5s really well. Now we're holding 49.8s and 250s as well. So we're kind of consolidating a bit sideways. The market is taking a bit of a pullback here. I like the false break on Tesla as well, but I also realize we're well within that uptrend as well. So all I'm looking for is a potential test of that VWAP if it'll give it to me, and if not, maybe I'm a little bit better off continuing the long through that 415. I have no idea as of right now, but that 250, here it goes again, Sean. So that trend still holding up. That 21.7 though, we're trading a little bit below it, but like we discussed in the morning today, some of these tickers distinctly different. They are not necessarily following in step with what do you call the market. So if you're trading a little bit of a beta move, or you're looking for that beta move, not every ticker is looking like this as of right now. There goes 250 20s there. Oh boy, nice trades, dude.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that one.
To the upside. Google 193s. Like Google can't stop, won't stop. Google is probably the one holding this market up, because you have to remember, you got Class A's and C's.
That's what I was saying about how big of a move.
Right.
You can't spell go without Google. Very good point.
So
you know, good point about all of that. I mean, you do have the GOGG and then GOOG and then the L as well. So both of them making moves higher. And that's what I said that earlier when right at the open show when we came in at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I was like, it takes a lot of money to move Google because it's widely held. There's a lot of negativity behind it. I could see a lot of selling on Google in the near term. We've already seen that happen. Pressure relieved. So some of those sell keys go bye-bye and market go boom right now. So iBit in the money. We'll leave you guys right now. It's not fair because Tesla's $10 in the money, but right now if you get rid of Tesla, we're still about $2 in the money everywhere else. So let's just continue to watch out for some of this. It's Apple, it's everything. It's Obi. Thank you, Obi. Obi, promise you'll join me at 2 o'clock.
For sure.
All right, 2 o'clock. It's Obi, it's myself, but for right now, so far so good. It's Sharif. It's Joe. Thank you, Ramin, Fabian, Brendo, Adara. Great show. Thank you to Rahim Alani as well from OCI. So we'll see everybody there. Thank you, Bears vs. Bulls, and everybody. By the way, we got up to 2.4K, so that's a great level there. The likes are going to go way up because now we've got the midday show. Thanks, everybody. See you at 2.
Peace.
Yes.